She just wanted to make people aware
That it's coming up.
that, you know, it might need to be.
Probably, maybe a capital project, you live it on.
Good idea what that would cost.
Some people have reached out to us, but, you know,
I brought this, but I brought this back from the league years and years ago. So this is probably 15 years at least ago, right? I think.
on the system,
So, a long time ago. So, it's certainly at the end of it. Something to look into.
So, go ahead, anything else on that, please?
no, so, yeah, it looks like a slight increase of, less than 7,000 in OE, and like I said, salaries went down a little bit.
So one thing I we talked about at the council meeting, that Melissa's contract is due at the end of the month. So she is asking to increase her hourly rate for Agile websites, which would fall under website, and preliminary numbers, just so we understand what's in that.
So the hourly rate that she gets paid for the website doesn't fall under here, it falls under salary and wages under finance.
Right, we're
So
talking about.
this is for the contract
This is
for
A&E.
her add-on.
So,
This is our website.
yes, but I think this category, 2022-21, includes adding websites, which is the development work she does for our website, adding new pages, like the Centennial web pages she billed us for this year. There was stuff with municipality, the police wanted a way to get reimbursed for false alarm fines that they're getting paid, that they have to pay for, so that's set up in municipality now, things like that. She does those projects, so that rate he's asking for an increase. And just so you know, the cost of, in that line is $3,300 and $3,307 of that line that you see there, 221, is for licenses like Constant Contact, Site Hosting, Rocket Genius, Domain, GoDaddy, Event Espresso, she uses for Rec, CodeMonkey, Ninja Table.
Too many.
There's a lot, Adobe, Gravity Wiz, Timely Calendar. So for the different aspects of our website, she uses different plugins. So those total 3,307 of that 9,000, yeah. So what would happen if she got her rate would be this line would go up to about 11,000 based on the projects that she's estimating are gonna happen in this calendar year. A lot of them are heavy in the first quarter already, but she worked on pet licenses and stuff like that. So a lot of the work that she's planning to do has already been billed to us or is being billed to us. So based on her increase that she's asking for, that number, we haven't approved the increase because the contract's not signed. But if she gets the increase, that number would go to a little under 11,000 from 9,000.
Can you suggest to make it 11?
I'm asking, yeah, could we be okay with that? We still have to look at her contract and whether I have to go to finance about the rate and make sure everybody's good with that.
Well, you'll know before once you get the document and the wages, right?
Yeah.
You wanna
So,
wait? We can wait to get that number?
I mean, I'm good with, if we're okay for now putting it up, if you wanna get more data, I'm happy to
No,
put it up.
we'll put it.
Okay.
It's too great.
Okay, thank you.
I kinda ask every year about 223, the convention. Is everybody planning on going at some point to the convention in November?
Yes.
We'll keep that the same. The clerk, we're gonna have the clerk go.
Yeah.
At least a couple days, she's never been down, and I think it's good to go down so you know what it's not all about, and she'll get CEU.
There's training for her, yeah, sure.
She went down
That's
today,
hard
so.
to do.
I was gonna say, that's why it's up 2,000 this
Yeah,
year.
and that and Christian too, can go down for a day or two as well, so.
Yeah.
So everybody knows what goes on.
Is that why the training's up too, because he's doing a lot of training?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
And last year we had 12,000 for office machines. Do you remember why we went up? Because it was 6, 7, 7, and then this year's back down to 9. Do you remember why we had to 12 last year? I was just curious if
Whoever requested the computers and whatnot, or or copy machines,
It
whatever.
was the replacement of the FTR mixer.
Yeah.
Oh, the
That's
sound
this
mixer
one
in
here.
here.
That was an office
It
machine?
was, $5,000.
We still spent less than we did on.
Yeah.
Well,
It was,
Yeah.
And then the business development committee, Jason, what do we got that, what is that budget for?
Whatever they come up with this year, we've done the light, we've done plant, we did the lights, we've done, Tony's, and the barber shop, every year, something different.
Yeah, so last year you did the lights, right?
Last year we did the tree lights.
Yeah. So
We're
how
gonna
much?
talk
The year
to
before,
Tracy.
the year before
Yeah,
that.
that's
I have to
zero.
talk to Tracy as where.
Wouldn't that
where
be-
No,
she's
she
putting it.
billed it to the wrong line.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
well, she doesn't
Because it's
necessarily.
just zero and
She
because
doesn't
we
spend
spent.
it.
But she doesn't,
She doesn't
everyone
know.
has Edmonds,
No.
so she might not be the one that's booking it. It could be whoever, did the lights, or maybe it's just putting it in come down. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, to me,
They
those
shouldn't
projects
be.
should be in buildings and grounds, not here, but it,
No, it's something different, but that could be building development. Support committee, whatever they're called. Something different.
yeah, but like if it's a project that's on public property, that's an upgrade, shouldn't it be in buildings and grounds?
You won't see it now.
What do you mean?
You won't see it, those will just come out with a bigger number. Rather than kind of have it on a line.
Okay, you run along the line.
Yeah.
Okay, so would the council get to weigh in on those decisions? We have a committee. So, would the council get to weigh in? Well,
Will the committee?
that we get to weigh in on
Right.
it.
Will the committee?
The committee,
Stressing that you really gotta-
you'll see that a couple times here,
Charge
where it
the
gets
correct
billed in
one.
different spots, so.
Do your best,
Yeah.
it's pretty good,
It is what it is.
pretty good,
It's all kind of the same high, so
Somebody
it
gets paid.
doesn't really matter. I mean, it does.
Any questions on Amy? The next line is treasurer. Her salary and wages is 70% of my salary, and then, Tracy, the grant writer, and, Melissa for her hourly. She said she has an hourly that's not the data job.
for the webmaster, updates, like, content updates to the website.
So looking, what's happening here, payroll and finance, that's Edmonds.
Well, just with this one, I'm sorry, it's chewing, but I would like to throw out there, on treasurer, a 6-month salary maybe for the person in that office.
What would that person's job be?
We would have to discuss that, or we would have to discuss that with Anna. Just the burden that's going on in that office every single day is an incredible thing. And, I mean, she does her 100% best to keep up with it, but you just can't anymore. I'll say virtually impossible to keep up with it, so. We've been talking about it for years and years and years and years, since I started, about getting somebody in that office. It never happened. So my thought is just putting something in here will really drive it, to get person in this office.
Part-time, you talking about?
Again, I'd like to talk to Anna about it.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about all the
I would-
functions, cause I don't have a good handle on how it's all broken
Well,
down.
you can do that
Yeah.
whenever, but I'd like to add a half a year's salary in there, 30,000 or something. Half a year's salary maybe. And really work on that this next couple of months.
Okay, conversations to come on that, is that, I'm in agreement, as long as we can have a discussion about what that looks
Yeah,
like
you can have a
long-term
discussion.
and all that
We do
stuff.
all that stuff with her.
And then, is that already in the 212?
No.
Okay.
computers and servicers and licensing, that's, our licensing is with SHI mostly. Internet subscription is for Optimum, Verizon, and also the mail route. Credit card fees also for the court. And the computer consultant, I attached a copy of his, contract, this is last year, kept this, cost the same.
The internet subscription actually went down in 2022.
Probably not paid, probably wasn't paid for. Shows 6,000, right?
Yeah, but then the next year's,
Well, mail route, I don't know if it's paid every 2 years or every,
oh,
sometimes
okay,
Yeah, I don't
it
know.
bumps, like,
that makes sense.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
We'll get back to it.
Any questions on treasurer? Okay, financial administration, this is for the audit, and the, auditor has kept the prices on, no increase.
So I commend Valerie, keeping her price the same. I've talked to her the past 2 or 3 years, whatever it's been, about holding her price, and she's done it, so
Mhm.
I appreciate that.
Any questions on administration? Tax collector, so this is, 30% of my salaries in here, and then a new hire, is in there as well. So that went down a little bit,
So Frankie,
that's right here. Under advertising and printing, I did decrease it a little bit, we do our own, printing for the delinquent ones, we do in-house, and we don't send out, used to send out, it was, a little bit more expensive, but.
what are you printing?
The
Tax bills?
delinquent notices.
Yeah. Like, which office? They print it over here? In your office?
Well, I printed on the weekly, I sent it over.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
And we're always looking to save a buck.
And so pretty good.
You like that? I like to say
Do
bucks.
we have like a mail service for savings too?
So I looked into, like, for our tax bills, right?
Oh, yeah.
Doing
Bulk
the mail
mail.
service.
Bulk mail.
Yeah.
So there's a statute, and I know some towns do utilize them, but I haven't seen anything that would make me comfortable in doing it. But I have to certify that the bills were mailed.
It's her.
And if I send it
it's
to
on
somebody
her.
else, I can't certify that, with all honesty.
Cause I use this service called Pirate Ship, and they give you discounted postage for UPS, FedEx, US Mail. I don't know how they do it, and you're using the regular services. So, maybe you could sit down and look at it.
If there's
It would
something,
still be through the mail.
Yeah, but
but
we don't know that it went.
it's not through, yeah, it's a private company, so.
No, all they do is print out the postage. You print it out on your home printer, you put it on a package, you bring it to the mail, to the post
Oh, that's
office.
just postage then.
Oh, well, we have a postage machine now.
Do you have discounted on postage? Do you get discounted?
Get the dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy Donald's, yeah.
So is that discounted, the postage?
No, it's the
No,
same.
it's regular.
I'll show you sometime,
Yeah.
I'll just show you.
We get discounted if it's,
It's in the
there's like the cards, so the card, like bulk mailing,
Yeah.
so if it's a bulk mailing,
Yeah,
that's a
the
discounted,
discounted
depending
rate.
on, how you're shipping it,
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
intended
but I
for
don't
commercial
think-
purposes.
Yeah, I don't think regularly you ever get a discount.
No,
You buy
no.
so much,
You get it, you
$10,000,
get it.
whatever.
Bulk rate.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Any questions on tax? Okay, tax assessor. So, this is just his salary, and then I did increase tax appeals, so our ratio has dropped again, this year, but seems pretty significant. Once it was just
It is pretty significant.
this equality with, what houses has been sold for, with, assessed values, different markets, people start saying, hey, I think I'm assessed too high, because my neighborhood's not as, selling as high as other neighborhoods, right? So it kind of triggers people to do more appeals. So I did increase that in case,
And commercial mostly, right, because those guys, they know what our ratio is, what they're assessed at, so it's a game to them, so. They know what our ratio is low, they know they're assessed high, so. Hopefully.
Cause for them, it's millions.
Yeah, it could, hundreds of thousands,
Potentially.
but,
I have been talking to Scott about, evals, a lot of municipalities, what they've been doing is doing, a revamp 1 year, and then the same company for the next 5 years will tweak the numbers.
20%.
so it's not one hit.
We'll tweak them so that they're, in line, and then you don't have this inequality going on.
I don't typically, just from being real estate municipalities, do that around every 10 years, are we due for that soon? When's the
Every-
last time we did an
So-
assessment?
Historically, it's not like every municipality, like New York, I think it's been a long time,
Yeah.
I don't wanna call it out, but I'm saying like it's.
Watching, you're on tape, man,
the
somebody come and
counties
get you.
and things like that, but, historically, we've been doing it every 10 years, or if the ratio falls below, 50%. Also, there's a trigger if, the ratio, if it's 15% from 1 year to another, it's a drastic fall, and the county will say, hey, no, you need to give it back, so.
So it's been probably 18 years or so since we had the last revamp. So a few budgets ago, I put money aside for the revamp, and we have gotten some notifications from the state, and be aware kind of thing, so probably next year, we'll be looking at a revamp.
I just know that most
So I
people-
have to sit down with
Yeah.
Valerie and probably answer what it is. Because there's different options.
So long, some go down.
Yeah.
If we have
The
a
pie
revamp,
is
Assessed
the same.
value goes up, it's just the percentages.
Percentages
Yeah.
change.
Because the pie is the same, you're not collecting
Yeah.
that, it's not a windfall, you just.
We have-
They do it all the time.
We haven't had a lot of residential, appeals, because, you're buying a house for 800,000, right?
Correct, we said
There's still
500,
Right,
right.
so how can you, right? So
You don't.
You don't.
Sit
Yeah.
there and go, "I
Oh,
put
like
it
a
just
kid.
zero."
But it catches up with everybody eventually, right? So this year, our ratio changed a lot. And, I still, we haven't really got an answer to that, but whatever, but it gives you a very good couple of things. So it's something that'll be on the radar for sure.
It's correct, I'm sorry, I missed the point, the ratio's up or down?
Down.
Okay, so that's
64, I think?
68, is it
68.
down for residential and commercial?
It's approximately.
Okay.
was that because of the new ratables last year?
Yeah, it's ratables and how the county figures it out, and it gets very close to.
Yeah,
no, that's
good, I mean,
Within,
it's
within decimal points, but.
very rare for that to go down, that's incredible.
She keeps an eye on that, we get reports from the county and everything else, but yeah,
Okay.
that's definitely, it's the county ratables and all that.
All right.
So,
Okay, cool, I'll take it.
I'm
Good. All right, understood, I figured that was coming, that's why I asked, just because that was.
Would that fine be in here for the revamp? Or?
No, it's,
Well, there's,
we have a
so
trust.
you see in 2022, that's where we raised it, and
That's where we
we're
raised
to
it.
reserve some of
So
it.
it's in reserve, some of that's in reserve.
Some of it is reserved, right?
Do you know how much we spent on tax appeal last year? That's a zero line. item.
So it's hard to put a total number on it because we try not to, I'll say write a check, right? We try to
We reduce their tax.
reduce
Oh,
their
so
taxes
this
as
is
we
actually
go,
tax
so
on
we're
the
not
salary.
writing out checks, cash, so.
Mhm.
Like this year, that may be a little, it gives us some room.
Yeah.
But we try to, you know, so we try to make come to some sort of time. But
Yeah, I was interested.
So we're not issuing refunds?
Yeah.
Any questions on tax assessor?
And it seems to work very good.
The next one is legal services. So I did increase, miscellaneous, by 10,000. This is, our labor attorney, and any miscellaneous, and our, regular attorney as well. Last year we did go, we exceeded what was there.
For some reason.
So
This covers John's,
This is
John.
retainage,
Not, his retainage is on the other line, but under miscellaneous is any,
the top line.
any extra that he does that doesn't, that's not part of his retainage, right?
Okay.
So anything that's not in his kind, you
Mhm.
know, labor stuff or some real estate stuff, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Our labor attorney courses and all that, that's it.
We've had a few discussions with him about other issues
Mhm.
over the last few years, which is why
You
it
can help
looks
with
like
the-
those years.
Personnel manual, putting that together.
Yeah. But we've had labor issues the last few years, so.
And do we need to, since we're kind of done with the affordable housing for now, do we need to keep that in there? Okay.
We were gonna, I'm never gonna be short again on attorneys, I did that one year, we were probably $50,000 or $60,000 short one year.
Okay.
I will never do that again.
Okay.
We're still gonna have affordable housing issues coming up, he still has bills for this year as well, right,
Okay.
already, so I would,
Looks like we were short in 2024.
Yeah.
But it's quite substantially higher since 2021 to now,
Oh,
how much
cool.
outside counsel you've used. Just to note that, you know, well, we can talk about that another time, but.
More questions on legal? Engineering services, so this is our, engineering firm, Anderson and Denver. Any questions on engineering?
Also, John kept this routinely the same
again,
for 1, 2, 3, 4.
since he's been
So,
hired.
yeah, but the miscellaneous went up, so that's it.
Yeah, but that could have gone up too, besides the
Maybe.
retained.
Oh, yeah, cool.
It would, still never has the same issues with coming anyway. Outside.
So elections, this number was from Rose Marie. She anticipated that with the special elections, there would be more funds in that one.
More elections and more ballots.
Any questions on elections?
So we just get a bill for the ballot printing from the county?
I have to look.
I wonder if that's how that works.
Oh, we did it.
We do get it,
Yeah,
though.
So
we
they
did it.
print them and they send us a bill for all Lost Plains voters. And that's like,
But she said, she was answering whether we got it or
no, I
not. She
didn't.
doesn't know
Okay.
what she got.
No, I'm not asking if we got it, but that's how it
That's how it
works.
works.
Okay. So we don't have to look to
No.
hire a printer, they do all
No,
that
they
and
do
they
it.
just send us a bill.
Okay, the next line is, planning board, and this is from, Michael, that we his budget. Salary ranges, that's, the minutes, that were typed up. Miscellaneous is, we put the master plan attorney there. So
Not
you see
master
the,
plan attorney.
I'm sorry, it's for the master plan.
No. This
He
is,
had on his notes, master plan, I don't know.
there's a mess.
So wait, the attorney's fees go under miscellaneous?
No, that's not.
No, there's another line there.
It's on the front page.
The consultant planning is Phillips Price Fargo, and he's up, right, the consultant. That's increased.
Phillips and who else?
That's Liz.
Yeah, I know. And
Liz
who else?
Price Fargo, that's the company.
Yeah, Phillips Price Fargo is the company name.
Just one?
Liz Laney.
Yeah, that's.
She's at his,
Oh, who's that?
who's that?
Okay, I didn't hear the second name, thank you.
And then Falcone is under, attorney.
Okay.
So with this attorney line here again, you see where we were, I'd like to raise that up to 50,000. We did just get notice that the Donald's lawsuit has been appealed, so that's gonna be looked into expense to the borough. It's going on 40, probably north of $40,000 for that.
So the people, you feel for
Yeah. just found out
Today?
last night.
Oh.
So if anybody's okay with that, like a few more hours,
You wanna make it 50?
yeah, if everybody's okay with that.
Sure.
Yeah, you know, like you said,
Yeah, I mean,
difference in cost, or be prepared for it versus falling short of it.
I think also something to consider is that the master plan, coming up in 2028 needs to be reviewed. So I know,
so next year.
right, but I think the idea might be to start planning for that this year, in 26.
It'll only
So-
take you about 6 months or so.
Okay, well,
6, 8 months, so I think next year is adequate.
okay.
Anything else with planning? Let me get the zoning. This is for the salary. Basically, and then he borrows paper and pens and whatever else.
Salad?
Chairs.
He picks them up on his rounds.
Anything for zoning?
No.
The Board of Adjustment? He said no change on this. Any questions on Board of Adjustment?
No.
Next department is the building inspector. So on, salary and wages, I did increase it slightly, so kind of wanted to sit in here. I looked at the salaries for, the individuals working there, and I looked at how many hours are, inspectors as well, and calculated their rate, and 350 seems really high, so I had to bring it down to 308. That's the only one I changed, besides, I tweaked health benefits and pension to actual numbers as far as what goes over there.
So, we're just going down to new cars, I would take that out. 50,000. We have tried to, update that vehicle now for a couple of years, and no avail. I would like some sort of a hybrid vehicle. The vehicle that they have, there was nothing wrong with at all, very low miles, and I don't see, any warrant for a new vehicle like that. I just got the list today, for 2026, what's on, state contract. I just got it today, so I didn't even look at it. If there's a hybrid, maybe I would consider it. But again, it has to be priced more than, so.
Miles
really-
over, do you know?
Maybe 20,
That's all,
21,
on this truck?
yeah, a little light truck.
Wow.
It's nothing,
Wow, that's, a lot of miles, but
so.
Yeah, I would recommend maybe we leave something in there for it, even if it is the hybrid, rather than just eliminate it altogether, just leave something in there.
There's nothing wrong with this car at all. Once I look at this sheet, the hybrid, maybe you guys would wanna consider it, but that would be the only thing I would consider.
Right.
To do anything, but we can put that in.
That's what I'm
at the
saying.
next meeting, so it's.
Well, why don't we leave it in, right? If it doesn't need to be 50,000, we can reduce it, but I want to leave something in. Yeah, I want to leave something in, you
Well,
know?
$50,000 is gonna buy the car, or it's not gonna buy it. 30,000 isn't gonna buy a car, so it's either in or it's out.
So,
not a regular, anyway.
okay. All right, so then, whether it's a hybrid or not, we leave it in there just to,
I mean, my honest opinion is I don't think they need one, but, you know, it's a stretch.
Do we need one? Like, is that for your awareness that
Yeah, that's, Bill and I talked about it, but,
So what do they need it for? Like, why do they need new one?
I mean, he's, I guess it's really just Don that drives it, but, yeah, I mean, he recommended that, we leave the budget in there, just, I honestly don't remember, to be honest with you. on my
So
notes.
that's not a good reason.
Can you send me
It
the
looks like they
contact
want,
list of
they want
cars?
two cars,
I'll
and
give
they
you a
want
copy.
like,
Yeah, I'm curious on
they don't want
Just
to
remember to
that,
come inside, look at this guy, so I know.
Is that what you're saying?
Sorry, but,
Yeah, are they saying that they need two cars because Don uses the one they don't wanna get rid of one? I don't know what they're saying.
no, it's
Oh.
not,
They wanna replace it.
yeah.
Cause they only have one car, right?
Correct.
So Liberty or
Yeah,
whatever.
but they
she
all
uses.
use their own anyways, you have 4 or 5 inspectors, you have one car, it doesn't make any sense. And for the round town here stuff, if they were to get another, it would be something used from the county or something that's turned down from the police or something like that. I don't know, could be called for something that's a couple hours a day.
I mean, Don Bethel needs to have a car with a logo on it like that, I think.
Yeah, we
For what
put
he
a logo
does.
on
Yeah,
anything,
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter. I don't see the warrant here. I haven't heard of a problem, Johnny saying anything about any problems or anything. The 531, the software line, that's certainly not being utilized, the SDL over there, we're paying for it, it's not being used, so.
Actually, I was just talking to Sue over there today, they are using it.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, she
Oh.
uses it every day. She maintains everything. Karen's updating the information for the permits, but Sue is using it every day. Yep.
So somebody can submit an online permit now? Right?
I don't know if they can submit an online permit, but their office is tracking everything digitally. So when it comes in, they're entering it into the system. So
So when they issue
But
permits,
it's
do
not
they
being
print it out?
utilized,
I'm not sure if they print it out, but they do input the information when it comes in rather than filling out everything manually like they used to. They're inputting everything into the SDL system, so that way it's all tracked digitally. So,
but that's great that they're using, maybe it's not used to its full potential. Maybe more accurate.
yeah, I mean, there's services, there's things that it does that we don't use yet, but they definitely do use it, yeah.
Are the drawings in there or are they just letting them drive?
So the drawings haven't been scanned in yet.
No, I mean anything new coming in.
No, yeah.
Just getting back to, are we leaving the car in or are we leaving it out? Are we entertain looking at something or not? If there's no real good reason, Bill, that you could remember or anything, I don't see a reason, my suggestion is to take it out.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't remember, but I also know that Bill wouldn't just put it in there to just carry the number, so, because we didn't have anything last year, right? It was 0 last year.
It came up last year.
We tried for one last year, but they didn't offer the high fee.
Well, no, we didn't have budget for it last year. We took it out of budget.
Yeah, because there was no high fee.
By the time March came in, yeah, we had the list and
Like
when,
I said,
Oh,
I
we
just
did the
got the
budget?
list today for,
Right.
so.
I mean, like I said, Bill recommended we leave it in there, so I would suggest we leave it, but it's up to the rest of you guys.
When I got the budget from Bill, he pretty much said we still have discussions that, he was doing, and, that he's one of set numbers, that's all I got.
But you know what, we can solve this right now, it's got 2 seconds. Actually, no.
I mean, I'm fine to leave it in, and then if we need to take it out or put it back in, I mean, if you.
Well, we'll see where we are here at the end, if we need something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
I think it's fine.
So just put in, put a mark on it,
So,
please.
I have, with this budget, I do have concerns, like I said, I know when, the department head gave me the budget, again, some of the numbers he said were, placeholders, because he was gonna have to, further discussions, right? There were some things that, were budgeted last year that were supposed to, happen, and they didn't happen this year. And they're not being budgeted this year, does that mean that they're not ever gonna happen, or, I don't know.
So like the facility improvements, I think that was for scanning, right? Or the documents, and none of that got done over there either. So that was $34,000 last year. that we budgeted for.
Yeah.
But the budget he gave me was 10, so does that
Yeah,
mean
so
that he's not,
it must be
that
taken
they're
out.
not gonna be doing that?
No, they will be, it just stalled last year, so we just have to pick that up again,
But
but
it's not in the
It's not
budget.
in the budget.
we'll wait 10,000 there for the budget for this year. So
Right,
that's,
I thought it was gonna be like, 120,000, and we're gonna do it over 4 or 5 years.
yeah, that was the intent, but, like I said, it stalled last year, so we'll, it does need to be done, right? We do need to scan the drawings and documents in.
So why don't we move the 50,000 up there, take it out of the car and focus on that?
Okay. So we increase that, the 276 line to 50.
No, 40. I'm sorry.
What?
You take 40,000 up to 50, but it's gonna be 40,000.
So we're leaving 10,000 for the car. I'm
So
confused.
you're gonna take that out.
Take it
Take the
out.
card out.
Take the car out.
So
Bump
that-
that other line up to 40,000, the 276 line. Take 40,000 out of the 50 and move it up, and then you have $50,000 in 276.
Okay, so we're, I get,
So you're reducing it by 10,000.
gotcha. Okay,
And then the 10,000 you can use, where we just increased a couple of lines back, pages.
gotcha.
Because that seems, actually, that seems more important than the vehicle.
Yeah.
To me.
Yep.
So that means that all the physical files eventually will be scanned in and they will be accessible through search functions on.
So open requests, all that kind of stuff, and something should,
And a lot of open requests are for properties, for a realtor.
for anything, whatever, it doesn't, whatever.
for
I'm just using that as an
Yeah,
example, it
I
could be
mean,
100.
right now, they're able to use SDL to do searches for that, for the permits and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But if it comes up with, anything for drawings, or that kind of stuff. Excuse me, the drawings are where the bulk of the cost is, right? So last year, when we got a couple estimates, what they do is they go down and look at the flat files, they estimate, based on, how many flat files you have, and they give you a cost per page to do
And I
that.
thought we got to that point.
We did,
Right,
we did, and yes,
Do we need more than one estimate, is that one?
no, we got more than that.
Oh, okay.
It was all ready to go.
Oh.
We had it ready to go.
And that's where
Correct. Yep, we had the quotes and everything from last year, so, but I'm
Which
fine
I
if
have
we,
to redo.
of course, yeah, but I'm fine if we wanna increase that number to 40,000 and decrease the new cars to 10,000, that
No,
makes
the new
sense.
car's gonna be 0, we're gonna be saving 10,000.
Got it.
Cutting 10,000.
Any other questions on, inspector buildings?
Hmm.
What's the number that Bill gave you for outside inspectors?
I talked to him, he gave me 25,000, and that's the one I actually talked to him because of the outside inspectors on the salary ranges.
Ah,
And I said, why do you have 25,000 in there?
okay,
And he said, oh, let's keep some of it, let's keep what it was last. I said, that's fine.
How's it?
So this
So-
outside inspectors is different.
right, so what is that outside inspectors for?
So outside inspectors are supposed to be for, when we hire, not employees. So if there's a conflict with one of our inspectors and they can't do the inspection,
Hmm,
then, right now, it's not a shared service, there's professional courtesy that a lot of municipalities adhere to. So
hmm,
if, whatever town they call, hey, can you do our inspection, I have a conflict, and then if they need it, our inspectors go there and solve the conflict.
hmm.
So that's why we never really spend anything there, but it's there in case
We
we do
did
have
have a
to.
conflict, with M&M years ago, with our inspector, so that was came into play then. We need to- I'll say a full-time inspector.
Just out of curiosity, so, health benefits have been great, that's been pretty good in North Carolina. But they have for the, computers and servers, last year we went 1,500 and they spent 15,000.
That seems odd.
That should not be in there, yeah.
Yeah, like what is that 15,000 for? Is that for the, is it like, is some of that supposed to be for facilities improvements?
No, those are
For
actual, that's an actual number, so Anna has to check and see.
Those are licenses.
Well, it could be computers or whatever, it could, or whatever.
Does
Did
that
they
what
get new
license?
computers last year?
No, they didn't.
It's
But-
computer services and licenses,
Licenses,
but,
but why is it 15,000? So I'm wondering if,
everyone inputs their own stuff in.
No,
So I gotta look and see
I'm not blaming you.
why
I'm just-
it's, misquoted.
Right.
Or if it is
But
misquoted.
SDL's under office supply?
SDL's under software. So that's what I'm thinking, is
Oh,
that maybe that
it
was for
could be that,
SDL
Yeah,
and they coded
that's
it
like that
wrong.
number, right?
So, yeah, cause that's what I was thinking, is
Oh.
that should be we budgeted 14,000 last year.
Yes, that should
They
be.
spent 15,350, or maybe they spent 14,000,
Yeah, but I mean,
It's just
it
close
should-
to
that
actually-
makes perfect sense there.
but yeah,
So,
I
so
think
they saw computers and then
Right.
it
Yeah.
says
right, so
SDL
I think,
is a computer.
it would make sense to look into it and see how much of that was for the SDL software.
Well, they charged us 14,000.
A year, that's it.
No, that was 2025
Yeah.
bill. was
And
that
it?
was-
and it looks like zero.
But it says
so
zero.
that's probably the number.
Right,
it
Yes,
looks
so
that's
like.
if you
the
take
number, the actual
14 out of there, then
Right.
you're leaving 1,300.
350, so that makes more sense.
That makes
So
more
it's
sense.
okay, so you transfer 14,000 from 229 to 530, right? And then that leaves the.
Well, maybe.
balance.
That's just what we
No,
saw.
I know, but just mathematically.
Well, I'm gonna look and see what
Of
that
course.
is, but that would make logical sense to me, that they would look at having, whoever inputted the voucher.
Yeah,
And it doesn't flag it on my end because it's on its terminal and
Right.
go over it.
Doesn't really matter.
yeah, right, okay.
It's just practical.
And the books for 2025 closed? Or is, you still need to do that?
What do you mean by,
Like, for.
Could you move
oh, no, I could,
Okay, yeah.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
sometimes like, the books are done, you know, it's just.
Well, we like to, but.
24 is, yeah.
Well, yeah, 24 is fine.
We have a 2-year, so.
Oh,
like-
okay, that's nice.
Yeah, so anything like, sometimes you get the bills in January, but they were, 20, 25, so it's still.
You'll see, you'll see some of the old vouchers come in months
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be like.
No.
But in the budget document, it doesn't, because it's all.
Yeah, yeah, that worked.
So it doesn't matter, yeah.
It's the same account.
But to keep it for our records going forward.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is like for tracking, really. It's-
that makes sense. Okay.
Anything else for
Yeah.
inspector of the building?
No.
I know, the other question was that you kept training and conferences and seminars the same. Again, yeah, you're gonna get back to me with some numbers, but I know that, expenditure there was to train the individual that was there, so she took, the top of courses and then took courses for, I guess, board secretary. That's what that 1,100 is, but, you kept it at 2, is there, I guess, plans to train?
Which line are you?
214.
Yeah.
Training, conferences.
Yeah, I mean, we've left it at, 2,000 last 2 years. So, so leave it there, because we don't know what's gonna happen. Right? Somebody could submit the resignation, who knows, right? So, we don't know.
So next department, police department. So this have tons of backup.
Yeah.
The chief was very good with,
I actually think this is one of the better ones that the police department has put together. And
Yeah, I went over this twice.
we've had some, we've had some extraordinary years here in the police department. And I think this one is really back to normal, I would think, right? It seems to be.
Should have descriptions for almost everyone that needed,
It's
so.
all, this is a good one.
So, go ahead, sorry, I'm just saying, like,
Oh,
I'm
that's okay.
pretty up to speed on it.
So you see the backup for the salary and wages, those are the union officers, and then, the other individuals there, officer in charge, I raised that. I pretty much took the amount of hours, I'm assuming rate for the contract for, special police officers, that's there. We do get reimbursed, it's a revenue line item for that service that we use for the special.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a crossing guard as well.
So that's all in salary.
Yes,
So, sorry, Tyler, these, the ones on, page 24, like, I know that some of these were, like, distracted driving, it's all grants and that kind of stuff, we're not doing any of that stuff.
no, Bob Gill just applied for distracted
Yeah,
driving.
I had to do this morning.
Okay,
Today,
so do we need to put a budget in there for it, or?
No.
so
don't?
we're not allowed to put any, unless we have authorization, like, so if I were to get word from
We don't know
distracted
what
driving,
got it yet.
that we're gonna have this grant, a letter from them,
Okay.
by the time the budget is introduced in April, I can put it in.
You can put it in, gotcha.
If I
Otherwise,
do-
just do an ordinance later on, so.
I do it, not an ordinance, but, chapter 159,
Gotcha.
introducing it in, yeah, as a revenue, and then
Take the
also as
seat.
expenditure.
Okay.
It's gonna take your seat, Anna.
No, not even close.
So, the DDEF, we don't have any funds left over, so that's why that's in. The police grant, more than likely they'll apply, they haven't gotten that application yet. And then there's another one that they've been getting for the last couple of years, the AAA, Buffalo,
Mm.
it's kinda like a Buffalo.
Distracted driving. Cell phone seatbelt.
Tyler, do you know what crime prevention line is for? 10,000?
What number is that?
284.
Yes, funding in this line item supports the department's robust community policing program. National Night Out, Kona with a Cop, and Coffee with a Cop will all be hosted in 2026, along with a new event, Pizza with the Police. In addition, the department will continue to support.
Alright, that's good.
I'm just saying, I got you this year.
It's not like you're rating this one from the top here.
Well, we did this
Break
together, I
record,
had
glasses
to
and-
get this up for me, so I could have it.
Community policing.
Yeah, you gotta learn.
All in for that. That's the best.
So
stuff.
Andy said they're doing an uptick in events.
Alright, that's it, we didn't ask anything else. That's good, Tyler.
Next.
Do you want me to go through each line?
No,
No.
I got it, and I have notes on the line items in addition to this, so.
I love it.
Should we increase the gasoline line back to 50 gas? Considering there's not 10% last week,
We put it in 40.
and it might continue to go up.
You can use 10,000, you can save from the car, to pay for gas.
We got that.
And it might be higher than this.
You know, I think you're pretty good, to be honest with you.
He said he does this based on a 3-year average
Yeah, I
fuel
think you're right.
consumption as well, so. And it looks like they estimated, based on the Energy Information Administration, about $3.
Okay, Tyler.
Well, I'm just saying about $3
Okay,
per
Tyler.
gallon. So that helps like with
What do I know?
the breakdown, yeah. That's what I'm just saying, I think he picked in the middle, like 44.
Bill, I just have to check on this, number, see where we're at.
That's okay.
The police chief did add, I almost forgot, he requested an additional 2,000 in, equipment new and replacement for ammo. So,
Where's that one down?
265.
yeah. So he said that, this capital request, which we're gonna discuss at the next meeting, calls for, different guns and trying to get back, so it calls for different ammo than what they have. So, what they have, they will turn in and get credit for that, but, he did say that to be safe.
So you already did that line
I
increase?
did not, no.
So he wants 32?
He would like an extra 2, correct, so 32.
So when they upgrade, so this would be a weapon upgrade, and then they would trade in.
No, this is just for the ammunition.
This is just for the
weapon is
ammunition.
the,
No, but once you said
The
they would
weapon is
trade up,
capital.
so
Yeah,
those,
because,
they
he's
get something
asking for the
back.
capital budget.
okay. They
Yeah,
get-
so I just got this on
He'll
Wednesday.
return the old bullets,
Where's the line?
right?
It's, page
Think it's some sort of-
So that was like,
25,
for the
third line
guns, the
from
old guns, they
bottom,
get something back for
265.
that?
I doubt it. But this is just ammunition. The guns
Yeah, yeah, I
we
know,
have
I get that.
yeah.
I just asked, cause she brought it up and asked.
Yeah. I remember.
Well, that's gonna be.
I'm sure
it's
Tyler will have
capital
all the
request.
details for next
Just get the
meeting.
answer to that question, Tyler, will you?
What is it, the,
It's capital request.
I'm sorry, I was looking at this.
Why do we need new guns, and also, what can we get money for the old guns?
Their guns are all,
10 years.
yeah, they're all old and essentially getting to be harder to find parts and replace. When they get new guns, they give the officers the option to buy them, and he said most do. But they, I think it's around 200 apiece that they can buy them back for, so I believe that we get that money. So yes, there is a buyback for like a third of what they would cost. I think he said most cost between like 600 and 900. And then with that, would come the need for a new gun.
Man, this is a wealth of knowledge, this man.
Hey,
No,
you get
you have to
promoted,
read
you're
that.
getting a raise, you're
Right.
getting a raise, we're shooting a raise.
Well, I know where you're going next year. Right on public safety.
I'd love to,
Wrapped up.
I'd love to, yeah. Cross that bridge when we get there, so. Yeah, so, we had actually that discussion this week, so, just about the gun buyback possibility.
The way you're rattling off is like you just came from his office now.
He was cramming.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, the other line I would note would be, the body armor replacement, so, he's requesting 3,500, which is, legit request. As far as grant money that we have towards body armor, we did receive, funds, 1,995, so that'll offset some of that.
That's good.
Yeah, just. Tyler, do you know why, it's so much lower than it was the last 2 years?
The body armor replacement, he
That's
just
it.
said basically, there's like a 5-year life of the body armor and only one officer is set to expire this year.
Gotcha,
He said a possible retirement may necessitate the purchase for like a second.
okay,
I think we needed multiple last year with hirings and things like that. I think we also had a couple that expired last year, there's just one set to expire.
Well, you could probably just say just about anything right now.
You're out of your hands.
And we do get grants for, body armor.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it could also be, we had additional grant monies that came in,
So you need
do we still get, didn't we get grants for the body worn cameras also?
Yeah, but that's done, that's on our dime now, so look out when you get the
yeah,
capital.
last year we got, out of that 11,000, we got 6,400 in grant. Offset amount,
For body worn cameras?
no, for the body armor.
Right, sorry, I moved down to the body worn camera line. Didn't we get a grant for that or no?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
initial
did.
start.
But it wasn't, it actually, was, reimbursement of a capital project, we did it through capital,
Gotcha,
when we did all the cameras. And
gotcha.
then we did, I guess,
But
a
now
little bit
they're
here and
ours.
there, but, so there was an extra, that 8,500
Yeah,
was grant money.
gotcha.
The 2,000 now, that's
That
not.
would be, yes.
But
yeah,
he's
understood.
looking for new ones, and they're ours now, so all of the expense now is
Right.
ours.
No, I understand.
They mandated and we fund it, so that'll be coming up from capital.
So, some new cars,
Didn't they already buy them, car?
every year they
So
go.
that's already,
36,000 this year.
yeah. Can we just put the actual in there in this budget?
It is.
Well,
Well, it's not 60,000 flat.
No,
No, with the.
No, we
equipment
increased it
inside
a little
of
bit, because then he has to get the decal, like the equipment
Yeah.
inside. Yeah, it was like 46.
46 and change, 46, 7.
Yeah. He actually estimated a little bit low, he estimated 42, so he wanted 57 in there, and I moved it up to 60
60,
to
okay.
reflect the actual cost of the car.
I was hoping it'd be 51, but.
No, it's 40, it's, the car itself is 46, then you gotta put the radios
Yeah,
and the
no,
lights and the,
I'm tracking.
what you call it, cage in and all that, radar and all that stuff. Dispatch services, the whole county should be assuming these, so you see your local commissioners, ask them on the county's gonna assume this responsibility and spread this amongst all the taxpayers?
Can you say more about that?
Just right now, the towns that are using it are paying for it, although every town is on the system, right? But some towns do their own police dispatching, but you still have mutual aid that goes on from the county that connects the fire departments and first aid squads and all that kind of stuff, mutual aid for police, and those towns don't contribute like that.
And they're all benefiting, but they're not all using it as their primary source.
Yeah.
And they're not paying anything, some of them.
Whatever their agreement is, you know, whatever they do. But if it's spread across the whole county,
It's a good chunk.
it should be, you know, there wouldn't be as much of an impact on us.
Yeah, it's big.
Well, it is what it is, but put that bug in their ear when you see 'em.
And then what about this medical services? Why is that increased? Is that have to do with insurance?
Tyler?
She like an answer.
She thought she was gonna stump you, Tyler, if you
No, I-
failed
The
this
rate,
one.
the rate, it's, the requested amount accounts basically for physical and psychological evaluations of a potential new hire,
Oh,
subsequent like hepatitis B vaccinations and mandated random drug testing of sworn personnel. School crossing guards will continue to receive annual physical examinations each August prior to the start of the school year, as recommended by the JIF.
Anything else?
Christ.
That's all I got for that.
Talk to him offline, will you?
Just wanted-
This
just wanted
We
to
love
be-
it.
seriously.
wanted to be
He
prepared.
does have a
Love it,
really
you
good
know?
budget.
This is why this is the best one in the whole, this and the fire
well, the
department
backup is.
are the two best.
Yeah, well, yeah, Kevin's is, yeah, yes.
Kevin is always.
Just wait till we get there.
So it's not as, you know.
You don't
as
even have to ask any
detailed as
questions
this.
for that for the fire.
No,
department.
theirs is
Spot on every
pretty
year.
flat, yeah.
Anyway. OEM, I guess we can move on if there's nothing else.
So this one, you don't have to read it, because I just put I put it in the backup.
For cert, or, okay.
You won't get laryngitis this year.
Yeah, he
anyway.
basically,
Emergency management, yeah.
requested funding to support CERT, which is, he wants to get like uniforms, traffic vests, flashlights, stuff like that.
And then traffic lights that he's doing also.
Right, right, yeah. And then the final phase of the retro, yeah, firing of the traffic lights, yeah, which is 7375.
And we go for emergency management. And he actually got it lower than last year.
That was emergency management, I guess is
Yeah.
what I was saying, yeah, so.
Okay, fire department,
No, this is.
If needed, I got, yeah.
Shouldn't be any questions on this one. This is a good one.
Oh, he actually put that whole thing in there, okay, so, emergency management.
he made a global gasoline, or whatever that.
No, they get the gasoline from the county.
Yeah, no, but still, it still goes up a little bit, you know.
And for fire, convention went up a little bit, he said they had more guys going
We
this
get
year.
the, you know, get the.
No, I know.
Airbag repairs went down, he's asking in capital, the life benefit insurance went up a little bit to the association. Recharge extinguishers, they usually use water, sorry. Testing went up 1,000, because he said they had an extra test this year.
But let the extra 500 go in contingent.
Contingent to be safe, it gets spread out, 3 chiefs, engineer, 3 captains.
What is it?
I guess just because he put like to be safe, it sounds like he wanted to, it says, but it gets spread out over all those people. I guess he wanted to know extra, I mean, I'm okay if you wanted, but that was his, because anything that went up, I asked for an explanation.
But I think Anna's right, maybe we should look at the gasoline one, unless you want, it's a wash.
Oh, the same as last year, so they ended up using 38, I think, yeah.
They're already at higher rate of responses this year.
Yeah,
They had over 400 calls last year.
470.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're at 79 this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, I think maybe we should consider increasing the gasoline budget.
Still, so,
Yeah, 7,000.
I mean, I would trust marketing figures and know those metrics better, but
I don't think it's.
hurts, I add a little bit on, I mean, so.
I mean, just,
Just make it 6. Actually, whatever you guys want.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
Six is good.
It'll be with gas line number 2, I'm sure.
yeah.
Come hell or high water.
I know this will be
You
lost
do
by
not
the time
go
this
over
is-
those 2 lines, and come hell or high water.
That was about it, I mean, like you said, it was,
Pretty.
I think their whole budget went up $2,000.
And the equipment,
Yeah.
replacement, that's just, if anything breaks, that's just their.
Yeah.
another
Or if they
replacement.
get any new volunteers or anything, so.
Where's that? Oh, it looks like he kept it the same.
Yeah, but you
Last
only
year,
spent
so-
like 2.
Yeah, so, but it sounds like that's definitely needed in my
Yeah,
opinion.
the past few years, he's been.
Cause I was gonna say some parts alone are like $3,000, depending what happens, and, I mean, I'm not expecting
On
new
the
parts, I'm like,
radio.
on the mini pumper that's coming, I don't expect any maintenance or repairs, but I know, like the
Talking about the ladder.
pumper we're replacing, right, is slowly starting to move things in, so, yeah, I think
They, like I said, he's consistent every year, and pretty much to the penny, the whole bunch. He does a really good job.
Okay, the next department is fire prevention. That's the salary from, the increase that we had, estimating, for the outside inspectors. These are pretty much his numbers. Under software, so it was for, his new software, he had image trend, it's a new software, and then, he still has the Tyler Technologies, which is the mobile ones. That's a new software they spoke about last year.
You making technology in town, or is it a side job?
when you think about going to coding school.
Any more stuff?
No, not much from Chris, I mean, this seems pretty,
Have we done with this public safety section yet? This is really.
I'm excited. I'm getting a little sweaty with it.
People good.
Got the peanut gallery.
We're good.
They're used to me, resigning, so it's. I'm just trying to think if he explanations, oh no, this
There are
is-
no questions.
Yeah, no, it's more about
Yeah,
is, as we know, capital request, that's more where I had all the,
Public relations, he did drop a little bit, I don't know if he dropped it enough, because I know, most of it was for the tent, the outdoor tent.
Yeah, but he still does the helmets, he still does all that stuff.
Gotta have that plastic helmet.
Yeah. They do the National Night Out now, so.
It's a thing for your childhood, you gotta get a
Yes,
plastic
we still have
fire.
the same
They
ones.
do it, yeah, and stupid dog on there, right?
okay, I'm good, yeah.
Yeah, I know he's looking for, for like capital, I don't know if it falls under capital or general, but, I guess we'll discuss that and, the next meeting for capital.
Yeah.
Any questions on fire prevention? Department of Public Works? So under here, I do, a backup, for the DPW union salaries. The superintendent and the assistant superintendent, part-time help that we get for the summer. And weekend duty, I increased that for the contract.
So, and just in, I guess, 102 line, for overtime, do we have enough in there? Or should we bump it up like 15 grand or?
I don't think we have enough in there, but.
We've already expended a lot and, that winter's not over, you didn't lose that or next winter, right? So,
So-
And now all these other events that come up in town that they're doing, like,
It's just,
I think you should add about
it's
15.
massively inconsistent from year to year. I'm just trying to figure out why.
Well, you know, with the winters and all,
Snowstorms.
Yeah,
Is it all due to snow?
most of it. The
Yeah.
inconsistency is most of it. We know leaf season, right, they work up with their.
Well, that's a separate
They work
expense.
Yeah, but it's overtime, some of it's in there.
Okay.
You know, some of the events now have added road department personnel, right?
Okay.
So that's added, and then whatever the winners are. Some you don't get anything, some like now, you're already over what you did last year, so.
Right, 88,000 last year. And so you're recommending we go to 130?
I would say 15 or 20,000 in that line.
Yeah, that would bring it up to 130. Yeah,
This was on two, you said?
yeah.
Go to-
But to that end though, right, if we look at leaf and brush pickup, we've had 48,000 every year, but we've spent half of that. Right, line 208,
Mhm.
so,
But that's something you could take out of if this line's too short.
well,
so.
that's what I'm maybe thinking about, like, is, you know, do we,
Some of these things, though, I didn't, where you could rob, but some of these you shouldn't.
well, I'm just, and I'm not doing it, I'm just saying
Yeah.
based on trends, right? So like the last, what is this, 3 or 4 years, leaf and brush pickup has been, I mean, the highest was 30,000. Right, and I understand like, you
You
know,
gotta leave yourself some wiggle room.
I get it, and we've done that over the years, I'm just saying, like, if we wanted to maybe make up some of the OT, we maybe take some out of the leaf and brush pickup,
Then you don't add anything in, that's all.
don't add anything in.
Yeah, you know,
And then
you just
transfer.
transfer it over.
And then transfer.
Oh, leave it
if-
flat.
If we
Okay,
need it,
that's
we
what you're
can
saying.
transfer it, yeah. Isn't it flat?
Yeah, so so we wouldn't change overtime, we leave it as is, okay. And we can transfer it as needed.
So, can we see where we're at with that in there first? or not?
yeah, because you can't transfer until October, right?
November.
November, sorry.
Okay. So,
Put 15, my suggestion is, if
Additional
you don't
15.
wanna go with 20, I would say just put 15, let's see what the end result is here, and if we need to take 15 out, then we can.
To date, like where we are today, yeah.
so 35.
So last year, you guys approved, dedication by rider for storms. Unfortunately, there was nothing in 24, 25 that transferred in there, so as soon as we have a year that,
We're not spending all the ice and snow
right,
removal.
then I will start
What line is
putting
that
money
in?
into this trust.
What, yeah,
What
what
line?
line?
It's not a line,
Oh.
we did a dedication by rider,
Right.
it's a trust fund.
Right.
That is set up for, storm. So any storm-related lines, if we have any leftover
Goes in
funds,
there.
we could move it into trust to cover.
For a stormy day.
Yeah, yeah.
It won't be
The
this
division
year.
allows you to do that, yeah.
It won't be this year.
Won't be this year. We're already over.
We would be
the
drawing
salt.
from it if it existed.
Yeah. Well, we just created it last year
Last
to,
year.
to be able to, you know,
Where-
weather, so,
Wasn't that a $10,000 line?
what do you mean?
Wasn't that, didn't you have a line for that when it was 10,000?
To like initially fund it.
Yeah, I can look, but, you know, it's to create the trust and then anything that's left over, so that would be anything in 2025.
Wasn't, I know we have a line for storm damage in the park, but wasn't there a line for storm, did we have one somewhere else to add to that? Wasn't there another storm line? Like when we had Sandy and whatnot, that's going.
Shade tree.
Shade tree.
Yeah, but that's for,
That's for
really
trees
for the
and,
parks.
yeah, for the parks.
But I thought we had something, another one.
And then under buildings and grounds, we have one.
That's, yeah, maybe that's the one.
Just curiosity, so it's kind of cut to 2 pages, but line 209 at the top of page 36. It's actually for road sweeping. We had 0 budget last year for it, and they charged $6,300 to it.
So there's two, and the person entering the voucher
Okay,
seems to, put it in the wrong
so
one.
where
So
should,
there's a road sweeping under stormwater,
oh,
for 7,000, and this, only 74 was charged to it. So that's where it should have been.
so, wait,
Which one is
say-
it?
sorry.
Oh.
Department of Public Works has three
Yeah.
different departments. They have the Department of Public Works, they do the sewers, and they
Yep.
have stormwater.
Okay,
Those three departments fall under Department of Public Works.
yep,
So
you're saying,
they used to have two lines, but it really should belong to the stormwater.
so,
But we can't delete this
so it's
until.
coded wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the voucher,
Okay.
when the superintendent put it into, I
Gotcha.
think he hit up the wrong one.
Gotcha, and I think I interrupted Mr. Ivy or whatever, I think what he was asking is we can't delete that line from the budget, right?
No,
Okay,
Not until for 5 years, or it just has to say that.
No, we have to keep it that way because
oh, you mean like carrying over? Yeah, I have to check with Evans, but
Yeah.
I know, like, if the.
Just don't give them the option, like.
If
maybe
there's
inactive or
history,
something.
they won't, yeah, it's,
it'll stay active.
in some
Yeah.
accounting programs, it's 3 years, 5 years, right?
Gotcha, okay, so, alright, so that's 6,300 went into, what was the line item in, that it should have been under?
Stormwater,
Which is
It's a different,
301,
it's a different category.
301,
Page
209.
page 40.
yeah, under road sweeping. Same title.
Oh gosh. Oh, you said
It's literally the same.
74, I thought you meant 7,400, you literally meant $74. Okay, sorry. Gotcha, okay, so then you add the 6,300 to that,
Right.
and then, yeah.
Everybody knows where you're supposed to.
Okay, now it makes sense, now, alright, thank you.
again, it all comes out of the same pie, right? This just is more of a tracking.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no,
appropriations,
it's
yeah,
good enough.
Right.
appropriations, uniforms, road maintenance,
So, yeah, I think it's on
CPW.
Oh,
Why did we increase the training, line 533 to 27,000 last year?
That was the,
Kevin?
But we only used 3,000 of it.
I think
That was management training that they
that
had?
was a continuation from the training. We didn't know where that was going.
So we started some training back in 2024,
Right.
and it kind of ended in 25, but we didn't
We didn't know how much.
We didn't know when it was gonna end,
Okay,
so,
and that's why this year it's only 4,000.
correct,
Okay.
yes, we dropped it down,
Didn't think
but
about that.
then we're done with that, so.
Okay. 5,000 high school.
I don't know, where's my list this one?
Yeah, right?
And as
That's not
the
over
mayor
yet,
was
I know.
saying, it might not be enough, right? I
We
had this
didn't, I
conversation with
know
the mayor.
we're, I know that we have at least 200 more tons coming, that's over 6 weeks old, so, we still got that coming.
Right.
I don't think we got billed yet for the previous 200. And we're probably, if you get the 200 coming up, you're still 400 tons short.
Okay.
So we got a long way to go.
What's the medical services, line 296, what's that for?
They have,
Seriously.
they use that, sometimes the box, with all the medical
Oh, okay.
supplies.
I was
Eyewash
just being a
station.
sarcastic.
Oh, right.
They have it all over and all
So
over
it's
the
more
place.
medical supplies than health services.
Well, the services, because they go and they check the box and anything expired, they get rid of, and they.
There's a service that comes and does it.
I know that they replace the eyewash,
Like here,
solution
they have a
because
box in the
apparently
kitchen.
if
Okay.
it's exposed to the air, that you have bacteria, so they do replace that. We used to have that.
Let's do the sewers.
Sewers,
Vehicle maintenance.
550?
25,558, line, yeah, 550, sorry, next page. It's very specific
Unless you
number.
do,
line
unless
item.
you put like 20% on that.
what it is.
Does he actually have a breakdown? Just curious, is it like 20%? Oh, try to find it, okay.
Sui's,
Sewers,
is the water up because they're now watering the crops? Or what's the water for? It's all this increase last year.
Is that under DPW?
Sewers,
Public Works
two
sewers.
43,
Oh, so sewers is,
line
so this is the other half of, the sewer bill with Morris Township. So Morris Township, bills us a sewer, and then they give us a percentage to utilize to, maintain, the sewer bill in the municipality. Part of that covers salary and wages, part of it is administrative. I do, charge for, some health benefits, FICA, so when I do this line, I come up with this is estimated right now, until we have discussions further, but I kind of back into it, so. But it is a finite number, it's not like, for us to increase one line, we have to remove it from another line.
she'll explain it to you.
okay, I see the gasoline too is kind of strange.
Yeah, she'll explain that all to you later.
Did- Public Works is the same, it's the same crew as DPW or no?
Yes,
Okay, so then that overtime line is covers both,
correct,
so there's two overtime lines,
three.
there's three.
But
We
this
have
is
the
for
three
like,
departments.
this is like for if there was a sewer clog, you have to get called out.
And the weekends overtime for
Yeah.
sewers
On
and all that
Sunday,
stuff.
yeah.
But it's paid at the same rate,
Mhm.
you're just coding it differently? Okay.
Yeah,
Is
the
it all
sewer
goes-
is always,
It's not all the same, so, anything for sewer related, has to be charged to the sewer, we can't charge, DPW overtime to sewer. Cause this is money that the Morris Township gives us back
Yeah.
to spend for that particular purpose,
Okay.
that's why it's a finite number.
Okay, thank you for explaining, that makes sense now.
Stormwater,
The next department is stormwater, and it falls under, Department of Public Works.
you see overtime in there too?
A lot of this is for the leaves.
Kind of spread it out a little bit.
Then we have,
We have leftover, municipal stormwater management grant of, $17,000, that's a grant that we need to spend.
So now that's the engineers working on that.
Once we spend this, we will have an option for another $10,000 to do maps.
Oh, for a solar system, to like update them, you mean?
Right.
Or just map it,
Or not, no?
update the map.
Okay.
how'd you do it?
But the
Or adding all that
10,000
stuff
grant for
in.
the maps is a reimbursable grant, so we have to do the work first and then get the reimbursement.
gotcha.
Sanitation,
Before we go on, for stormwater, the equipment, Art and I have been trying to figure out the issue, what we're gonna do with the jet truck. I'm not sure what's on the capital yet, but the other option is to rent, the truck for when we're doing normal basin clearing. So I did call, a place today up in Rockaway, and they rent out the, jet truck for about $5,200 a week. And if they're using it for about 4 weeks to clean all the basins, yeah, 20 grand, if it's like 4 weeks. So I'm not sure if we can apply some of that to this and split it to the sewers. I'm not sure how that would work, or just put it all in this one. It's just one option of either doing that or,
so what I'd really like to see though is, you're talking, what, 30,000, you said?
yeah, it's 20, 25, 30, something
Right,
like
so
that.
just for high, 30,000, right? And then what we would need from shared service, right, how much that would cost you
Yeah, and so
a year,
Yeah, Art's working on that with, Dan.
And then what's the cost of what would be the payment of the new one, right? So,
Yeah, it would be 450, that's why I wasn't sure if it was in capital or not, so.
that would be capital expenditure?
Actually, can it be capital? Can it be, for DPW capital?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, new truck would be between 420 and 440. So, I'm just throwing out the numbers right now, just so everybody has it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're premature on that one.
Okay, it would go in the, this, that's what I'm bringing up.
What do you mean premature? So they're asking for a new truck and this is an opportunity to rent their vehicle instead of buying
Yeah,
one.
it comes at capital expense or an operational.
They don't want to
And
rent?
budget. So
Yeah, but I need to know what the 450, you say 450 would cost us, right? If it's gonna cost us, if it costs us less than $30,000 a year, but that's only rented it, right? You still have the other stuff throughout the year that they still need the truck for.
Yeah,
They,
It might cost you $50,000 a year to not have your own, right?
yeah, we've been leaning on Dental up until this point.
But you say, I think that's not been reliable, right, because they try to give it to us whenever they can and not,
Well, that's
when we need it.
Yeah, like any town is,
They've been pretty helpful, but they also help out other towns too,
Right.
that we, I think persistent, they help out.
so they have a relationship now with Prescription, they always have a relationship with Morris Township with that. But those were a couple of suggestions, the county, Morris Township, them doing.
Yeah, the county, couldn't support us with what we needed.
Yeah, so before we go spending whatever a year,
Mhm.
Yeah,
you're
put
better
those
off
now,
just
rather
having
than
your own,
split numbers.
but you gotta look at this stuff nowadays anyway.
So the option would be,
Yeah, we can switch them back.
okay,
Yeah, let's just go.
It's gonna be capital anyways.
okay.
Well, not the
Well,
rental.
not the
No,
rental,
no.
the other stuff. Once he gets those numbers, which we talked about it next meeting anyway.
Mhm.
That's, those are some hefty tips you're getting, the tip increase.
Oh, are we in
Sorry,
sanitation?
yes, it was a dad joke. Mike got it, everybody else went over their head.
So
This is
to
my
be,
committee.
went down,
Yeah, it went down.
unless there's,
That's
well,
trash?
the letter is unless there's cover-ups, right?
That's trash?
So when I saw these, well, we get the reports.
Well, the rate went
Oh,
down.
that's
The
right.
rate went down, but also my point was, even with the new building, our tonnage has basically remained the same.
Mhm.
So 2,700 tons, and it's pretty much that, even with the new items. But this is a $2 decrease for the county
Okay.
in ticket fees, that's what this is. Yeah, I'm shocked about the garbage. I thought
Yeah.
it certainly would
All
go up volume wise, but.
Wow.
it's good.
And it's good. Cause I'm composting my backyard.
I'm sure that's it.
I'm surprised all the packaging that's happening out there.
I was gonna say, the packaging's getting greener,
Lighter and lighter.
so actually, it's not that surprising.
Just want to see actually.
Yeah.
Any questions on sanitation? Then we have sanitation sewers. At the back up there for the Hanover sewage. The next department, recycling. This is for the recycling coordinator salary. I got this, budget from the coordinator, under the Clean Green Grant, that's PNG grant for the newspaper for some collection, but that's a contract program. So the grant, right now we have 36,000 reserved, for Clean Communities. So I gave Ellie,
You still have that much.
we do, yeah. So I gave Ellie a healthy budget of 27,000.
How much do we have to use this year that we have? that are-
I haven't received the grant yet for this year, I don't know how much the grant was, but,
Probably like 24, 25, I'm not sure, and the rollover fund that we do.
it's not 27, it's the grant was gonna be
Yeah, it'll be
closer to the 17 or.
Yeah,
15, 17, something like that.
But this is basically unspent grant money that we have there,
Mhm.
for utilizing.
Yep.
So Dahlia said, you know, she was excited to,
See what we're
do
doing.
some programs and, yeah. And then the newspaper curbside collection,
It cost us almost $300,000 to
Yeah. We used to get money for it, right? We used to make money on it.
so we do still get some money, but, you know,
Not enough,
but not enough, not really,
not what we used to either.
no. Any questions on this section? Buildings and grounds. The salary rate is here is for, the cleaning and the community center, individuals that, open up the building for groups. Yes. There you go.
No,
That's
that's
very
what it is.
fascinating.
Now, but the Christmas lights in here, can we get, you buy LEDs, is that most cheaper?
Every year is kind of a little bit different, just you going back, you know, kind of fluctuates. from year.
Yeah.
Depends on what breaks or whatever, but we're mostly on LEDs now.
Okay.
And some of this is for setting up the lights.
Yeah,
too.
Gotcha.
Oh, really? You put that under Christmas
Yeah.
lighting?
Mhm.
That's good.
green roofs in there. and
It said the Morris Place Memorial, what was it?
Yeah.
That line 204? What is it, sorry?
The Memorial Field by,
Field.
VFW,
Okay, what was that line item for?
any kind of maintenance, whatever.
Okay,
Could be ball field play, could be whatever,
okay.
fence, whatever.
I did have to increase the utilities, in this line, utilities are going up, so. If you notice that we did do some transfers into the utilities at the end of the year.
Ouch.
Utilities?
And you said Parks Maintenance 205 is for Idlewild Architects and
Well, that was,
so
I did drop it down a little bit because we had, that was 15.5, right?
Look at the phone bills.
Mhm.
Oh, the only thing, so on page 48, I meant to have Simon's Park as 5,000 and Whatnot Park as 10. We were doing a basketball, I was talking to the mayor
I
about,
wanna do, you know, the basketball in the parking lot there, so they want to put hoops and restripe the parking lot over there. The basketball.
who's they? Rec?
Yeah, rec, us, whoever.
Nice.
Yeah.
so I'm gonna reduce Simon's Park to 5,000 and increase Whatnot Park to 10. Under Central Park, so that, that number is overinflated, that, I'm gonna be moving that part of it to 2026.
Which one?
Oh, the 82nd flag.
285.
Yeah, you know, when they
It was
put it
locked last
in,
year.
no, it was this year's spring,
Yeah, it was locked against last year.
it was long, it was last year.
So what's that gonna be?
Well, it's gonna, they're at the
You-
58.
Yeah, but you got that bill, right? You're not changing it.
No,
It's
so it went up 2.93% over last year, which is the lowest increase in
Yeah.
the last couple of years for that.
But this is the bill.
This is the bill,
Yeah.
59,800, for both spring and fall, correct.
So for the, special events, so the, that's the special events line has, the parade, right?
Mhm.
Block Dance Centennial and Farmers Market. And, so we asked for the Centennial Committee to give us a budget. And it was in a Word doc, so we put it into an Excel spreadsheet to see where we're at. And, it looks like to date they've received almost $80,000 in income between our donations and their own fundraising. And they have $42,794 on hand. And then their budget shows that they wanna incur an additional $65,229, so the funds that are still needed to fill their budget is $22,435. So I can show you this, just based on what I got from Steve, which was not in that same format, it was like in this.
I've never seen it before. I saw.
Well, there's no budget for that really, I mean, that's their own committee, like trade committee,
Yeah.
annual committee, they have their own accounting, this is a donation to them. But, you know, the 40,000, whatever, I think it's gonna be 40,000, 140,000, is also gonna finish the park over there at Centennial Park, so
No,
whatever.
that's in here, that's 30,000, that's already budgeted. So,
But I think
all of
that's,
their
but that's
requests-
that's not to finish the park over there, and whatever money is left over goes back to the borough anyway. So it's not like it's a budgeted item,
oh, it's
line
gonna-
by line, it's not it's a committee decision on how to spend the funds.
yes, but we decide how much to give them, so their budget was 100,000, but they don't, based on, because they did fundraising, they don't need 100,000. They need 80,000. So I'm asking if we could reduce that line by 20,000. They'll
Let's
still
give them
hit
the
all of their
delta.
budget goals for all of their events.
But I don't know, is the fireworks on there?
They have, well, you can see, these are all the
I know
items.
fireworks is on there,
Well, it's whatever,
It's
you have
the
a Word
party.
document,
Yeah, I have the word doc.
put that in with the details. If that's just
fireworks are not on here.
But that's the
It's in
event. It's the
That's in
event.
Steve's thing.
Memorial Day Parade, final party, summer Kalugi, Centennial Park, mural cocktail party, birthday party, town party, and merchandise fish and chips. I don't see anything with fireworks. Okay, we'll do it. And some of the other stuff. I'm sitting on that committee, I'm against dropping that line. Again, it's either gonna be utilized as a park, in that Centennial Park, to finish that park. or-
30,000, they already had budgeted. I think that's
Right,
adequate.
but that's nowhere near finished for them. They wanna do a pathway, they wanna do a sitting area back over there, the architect is doing, Silver Pool's probably gonna draw some sort of.
I know I'm
signs
hearing
over
from
there.
residents that I'm getting a lot of scrutiny around this budget, so I'm trying to be a little bit more,
Well,
what we're donating to them is generous at 80,000. And we already have a lot of these events, you're talking about making them bigger and better, but we have budget for them already.
right, but this is on top of what's budgeted for the fireworks. They're gonna have something special for fireworks. They're gonna add a display for the
So
fireworks.
what's,
So that's not in there.
isn't that what Summer Lollapalooza is?
I think that's Jones, like it's a block party that Jones working on.
And so,
That's something different than Family Day. They're doing something in the fall around the 5K run. I don't think everything was in there.
But that's up to 100,000, so you're saying it should be higher than 100,000?
No, I think 100,000 should be adequate.
but
But
that's
again,
what they're gonna have.
whatever that committee doesn't use gets returned to the borough. So I would put it in there if it all fits. I would put it in there and then get it back or have a beautiful park.
Yeah, but I mean, we as a council should be deciding how much we wanna invest in the park.
Right, and I'm suggesting the 40,000 for that, for the whole centennial.
I know,
Year.
but we've already budgeted, well, they're telling us they've allotted 30,000 for the park. So-
Which is not complete.
Right, I mean, have you seen estimates?
No, I know what they wanna do, but it's not, that 30,000 is not complete. Well, we anticipate being done.
So what is the estimate?
I don't know what the estimate is. That just
You
goes-
say it's not 30,000.
Yeah, I mean, the one design mural that we have is like 20 grand or something for that.
And we also have to think
Paving.
about Idlewild, that's in process of getting that behind us.
Yeah, but that's gonna be going under capital budgets. That's not going to be an operation.
So it's, insignificant.
So for example, they budgeted $20,000 for the cocktail party, but they didn't they didn't spend that because they also got income for that. So I'm saying that this 100,000 budget is inflated based on the receipts. So if you look at it as just a donation, this would have been fine, but they're also doing fundraising, as you all said, so, you know,
So if that's,
we agree that 100,000 was a generous amount for a centennial year. To allow more than 100,000 doesn't really seem responsible.
well, I know that the fire department spent $75,000 when they did their anniversary thing, and that was just the fire department. And, this is a year-round effort for the town, for everybody's enjoyment, right, and celebration, and beautifying the park. I don't think it's money that's being wasted at all. And
I didn't
whatever-
say wasted,
No,
I
but
said
I'm just saying,
overly generous.
I don't think it's overly generous for 100 years of a centennial celebration. I don't think so. My opinion, you guys can do what you want, but.
So just,
And whatever's extra comes back to the
because
village.
I haven't seen this before, so just looking at this, so this is what they estimated, right, in the first column, the budget column is what they estimated, which totaled up to 100,000. You got the actual spend, the receipts, remaining first budget.
They're separate from us, they're separate entities, so, but still, it's our donation, we have to be responsible.
No, I'm just trying to understand the numbers, so what's their actuals, how much have they actually spent to date?
They actually spent today
Isn't that 62,000?
37,109.
That's this number here, 37,109. Okay,
And then they had 19 PM.
oh, so they've received
Yeah,
19,000.
which offset a lot of their, so to
Okay.
their credit, they
Yeah.
had been fundraising
Okay,
For people who enjoy those
right,
events.
so looks like they covered,
a
was
good
that
amount
like
of
75% of
Yeah.
the cocktail party with just, fundraising? Okay, so Nancy, what are you suggesting? So, first of all, what line item are we talking about in the budget, or is it not on that?
It's part of
Special
A special event, so it's 560, which is, right now it's 59,000, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay,
But I think those are the only events that you're gonna get reimbursed for, so.
okay, but,
So instead of us giving
The
them
59
$40,000
Okay.
to finish out,
yeah,
if they had not done any of the fundraising,
yeah,
we would have had to give them 40,000 to get back up to the 100 that they really.
Reallocated for this
Okay.
So
project.
since they were able to get some, income from
Right.
fundraising,
right,
we were saying we'd give 25K back just to get them still to 100K,
okay,
but less out of pocket on our behalf.
okay. So instead of giving 40K, we're giving 25K.
Yeah, 23 or whatever.
Whatever the
cost
proposal
is.
is.
So it's 30. Cut 10.
I mean,
But, you know, my point is here, we have a farmer's market, I'm just gonna give you that as an example, that is 20 weeks for residents to enjoy, that gets allocated a donation of $500. And they don't, and they don't cover, they want the farmer's market income to cover the porta johns. So, you know, we're talking about $500 and 100,000 plus. It just seems very, I know it's a special year, but, you know,
Yeah,
these
but
are
the farmer's
events that
market,
people enjoy.
the taxpayers never had to contribute to anything to the farmer's market. Now you're asking taxpayers who may not even go there. to
Well, people may
contribute.
not go to
Same
these
thing,
either.
same logic.
Yeah, I know that, but that's a once in a lifetime thing. The farmer's market goes on forever.
Which
The
is something
farmer's
that
market is
becomes a
supposed to
tradition.
subsidize the businesses over there.
It also helps our residents, they get to enjoy it, it's convenient, it's a gathering spot. So anyway, it's just, I'm
And
just saying,
we're not
you
thinking,
can't have
they
different rules.
they
for
wanted
different things.
$100,000 to spend, they had $100,000 to spend, we're just outlaying less. We're just not gonna give them 40K, so let's say, you were able to fundraise, now you can spend even more than 100 that you were originally given.
But our contribution would be less. Right, so 40 would be
I mean, that's
20,000.
what we're saying now,
Okay,
but yes,
okay,
if we were gonna give them another 40, we could say you can spend up to $100,000 from Morris Plains, and the 19.9 that you were able to receive, so you spend 120K.
right,
Yeah, but that's not necessarily, they may only spend 100 and the borough gets the 20,000 back.
That'd be great.
so, sorry, Nancy, so what are you suggesting then for this line item?
I was suggesting that we don't give them the additional 40,000, that we lower that amount.
So 30, that's fine.
30's better than 40.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
So it'll be, instead of 59, it's about 89, I think, or-
So,
for special events. I mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
49,
so,
so dropping that down
gotcha.
at 10,000.
But that'll get them to 100K.
They'll be exceeding.
Okay, good.
103.
And you're,
But he's happy.
enough, okay.
I would say, I would get in the 40.
And then for the water, the pool water also goes sort of there, right? I don't think the pool has a separate water line.
They have a utility one.
Utility.
Oh, they do?
The pool does have a utility one, yeah.
I think we spent 36 grand on water last year.
Which one?
310, 243. I thought I was looking for the pool water line, I didn't see one.
It's under utility.
Utility.
Because
Okay,
the
always.
pool- Yeah, it's only going buildings and grounds.
I'm curious as to how it fell so high last year.
What, the pool one or the buildings and grounds?
The buildings and grounds, the 310, 243. Why was almost triple,
847.
because I think that's about what we spent on water for pool.
37,000, I think.
It's 36.
So I just don't know if that was probably, or why was spending 40 for that? What's the line for the water?
It's not on this sheet,
It's any different.
it's a different
I
line.
know,
It's
I
Yeah,
can
page
solve.
one of the it's one of the last, pages, it's,
Let me show you. There it is, quickly.
$272.
The last
I'm
one.
slightly, I'm slightly back.
Last
Page
one.
62?
He's
trying to get there.
Come on.
Page
He's
62
trying.
is pool.
And
He's
then
trying.
my page is sticky.
He's
And
trying.
utility.
It's always Bob.
272 is the one.
So it looks like.
So it is low, but it
Somewhat.
could have been, I have to research it and see if it went into facility and,
I mean, that 40K is high for,
It's good.
so maybe it was there, yeah, that doesn't, the pool one, I feel like. the
for what it's
pool-
worth, after we fix it, either of the lines should be high.
So,
Oh, you have sprinklers.
well, there's like a leak, we did have the new sprinklers
New
that we
sprinklers
put over
put in.
here in the borough.
They weren't working for a couple of years.
oh, okay, that was good. And my sprinklers, I thought it was on.
It's a leaky toilet, it just keeps running.
On campus, sprinklers,
Yeah, underground, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
fortune.
Okay.
What the hell, are we on now?
I think this
Yeah,
is
yeah, I
starts
have
with
to
big
tell,
row.
I want one more on my list.
Which one?
No, we can take it. What the
Anything
hell?
else for buildings and grounds?
Nope.
Okay, so Board of Health? So that's, salary and wages for the,
It's still flat. Oh, no, they went up by
so the contract health
It's
services.
just 3% year over year.
Oh,
for
okay.
the contractors.
Yeah, and then I did put an extra 1,000 into dog and cat.
Lots of cats.
No, not that many, where are all the cats? They're hiding.
Good.
I froze to death.
And again, this line is only if, our trust fund, and it's been running shorter every year.
Get it depleted.
Here's the
Getting
money.
depleted.
Where's the animal control one?
15,000.
I'm in separate,
Under contract health services.
oh, it's under there,
241.
so their line is 14.
So, 12,000 for dog. And then the contract is 75,380. I have a copy of
Oh.
that.
Oh, okay, it's attached, sorry.
Municipal Alliance, everything's okay with the board?
That one pretty much was flat. That's
Nothing.
Nothing to talk about.
City Trans is really nothing, took the car out of there.
Took the car?
Yeah,
If you have the new car that you
Yeah.
purchased, so that went down.
So Tyler, you're working on that, logbook, right, with them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Slowly, but surely.
Slowly, it's good, it's just,
progress.
Getting them to have a more thorough, filled out one,
Yeah.
yes, it's getting the
Chicken scratch out of it.
format.
Nothing
so
for
it's,
Robert's Gardens.
But it's on my
Yep.
Robert's
to-do
Gardens
list,
is
yes.
the
Well,
same.
my continued to-do list.
Recreation is pretty much flat.
So we had a decrease in, yeah, salary and wages, and then, the sheet that's attached is from, the director. I did have to change, the contract for the fireworks, but that, you know, we bid it out already for that, and that was supposed to be 700, so I added, it there.
So wait, the plus more for, that's coming out of Centennial, so
That's contract.
No, this is for recreation.
This is for Fourth of July.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh, you're talking about separate fireworks again?
added to
It's for Family Day, our regular fireworks, that we do.
Fourth of
this.
July.
This number here is a contract price that's bid out for fireworks, or
Oh.
normal Fourth of July.
So the other one, don't.
The other one was added.
You're saying like
Anything
up to
more
70,000?
is gonna be added.
No, the contract for 2026 is 24,700.
But that's in the special events item, line item?
Yes, it is. She had 24,400, I just changed it by $300.
Current contract.
Okay,
contract.
and then there's other things in there that make up the 70,000?
Yes,
Gotcha.
there's Family Day.
So,
It's all
You'll see the
attached.
sheet.
You can
It's
see
No,
that.
no,
attached.
no, I know, it was just, yep. Asking.
And then, she dropped out like for commissions, and I did put the $700 for the band levy, which is a sponsor.
More coins, new.
So, I know last year when we talked about this budget, we looked at the sports fund and moving it out of contributions, which is not contributing anything for anybody. And we already have a line for rec programs, you know, that are 10,000, so that's something we could reduce and get it out of there,
I would take it out.
yeah, since we already have money set aside.
Leave it out of
Sports
there,
funds?
Wait,
because it's coming out of two places.
So that's, the one
Wait,
is
it-
3,500?
Under contributions, on the line,
So you can reduce
There's
that
a-
to 3,500?
I don't know if that's up
Sports
to the
funds.
council here, but
Yeah,
I don't-
that's
I
not-
don't think so.
you're not, it's not really in the proper spot, it's not a
Okay,
contribution.
It's already,
It's-
so where
like,
you?
We have, a line for recreation programs that are supposed to support your programs. So-
Okay, so that 3,500 goes into that.
It's already,
it's already in there.
yeah, we have a $10,000 line, I
Line.
guess, there to support any programs that the recreation has.
So this
So if they need
3,500 is part
anything
of that.
for their sports, like if they need, new basketball, or whatever they,
Yoga mats.
Right.
yeah, whatever they supply there to keep there for the
Okay.
people that, you know, instruct. That is already built in
So you're
to
saying it's
this recreation,
redundant?
it's
Yes.
redundant, yeah.
Okay,
They took it out, they put it back in.
Last year, we took it out because it was redundant.
okay.
So I suggest
But it gets them in
reducing
the habit of,
the contribution line by the 3,500.
It's redundant, it's redundant, it's redundant.
253 is minus 3,500.
What's 253?
That's the
Is that the line?
contributions.
Just look at that.
So,
Shows it in your sheet.
Yeah.
So, okay. Okay.
Any other questions on rec? Okay, the next one is shade tree.
I'm very happy to see this one flat, relatively flat.
Of 900.
Really?
$900, but
I'm not happy because the emerald ash borer blight crisis is past, so I would think at some point we should start seeing these go down rather than continue to go up or.
I think they've added your plantings, if you see, so they've added plantings again this year instead of takedowns.
What-
The new plantings, that's been a goal of mine anyway, for new plantings, and hasn't happened until, I think last year, we started to catch up, so.
What is the Arbor Day budget 5 times higher than it was last year?
They didn't give out any trees last year, I
We're
don't
doing
know.
it different for them this year.
Okay.
They're not doing any trees this year,
Um,
if I'm not mistaken.
They're doing some other, because all the trees came in the world dead. And then-
Yeah.
And they're 3 days later, 2
Yeah.
days later, so, a lot of good that takes.
Yeah, I forget the details of what they're doing.
So for this, last year, we asked for a tree management plan, and we asked for prioritization of how they prioritize their work. In other words, is every dead tree an emergency? It shouldn't be, so we never got that. And I feel like a little bit of accountability would be helpful here. Now, you can't reflect that in the budget, but there should be some accountability for a budget of this size, which is almost as much as the fire department's budget. For them to report back on, they have a, one-to-one tree replacement, policy, but we don't get any kind of reporting on that or anything like that. So I just feel like this is a lot of money for the lack of accountability that we have from this particular budget. So it makes me uncomfortable to
I think
always authorize this amount when that accountability is not there, even though it was asked for.
Well, we sign vouchers every month, or every 2 weeks of what they're doing in there. I know it's not a report, so you see that kind of activity that does go on there. They planted, I believe it was 62 trees, so 42 or 62 trees, I think it was last year. Which is certainly a plus of what's happened in the past, at least 5 years, going down. I think they're certainly headed in the right direction with plantings here.
I think there were 30 trees at least taken down by the DPW just on one hillside of Community Park. So I don't know if it's a
Which
net
was
zero,
replaced. Yeah, those were replaced.
not 30 trees everywhere. I
No,
thought
yeah,
it was one.
I know, but some of those were replaced. But you can't plant the forest back either, so,
But they also don't report, the DPW doesn't report all the trees.
Yeah, so we don't even know how many trees they took down because they're not reporting those. So to claim there's a one-to-one. So that's why we're asking for a tree management plan, which I think there's a grant that's in progress for that and only one person's working on it, on that committee, so probably could use some help. But prioritization, why, there were trees supposedly that were hanging on for that particular spot on Community Park, the batting cages. But there were 30 trees hanging on the batting. So, in other words, just prioritize. Why are we expending for these trees? Which trees can wait till next year? Which trees do need to go in this budget? They would just be more responsible.
That's done by the commission over there, you can't speak for them or the liaison there, but I'm sure that's being done. Maybe it's not in writing, but they're not taking down a tree in the middle of nowhere when they have a dangerous tree in the park to take down either. I don't think that goes over the forest open book for any.
I don't think there's any criteria for which trees are priorities
I
or.
think that there is, so.
But we haven't seen it, is the point. I mean, we asked for it last year and we never got it, so.
So I'm not saying no, I'm just saying that we're asking, this is the second year, we're asking for more accountability.
Like the liaison, bring it back to the shade tree, board.
No, that's exactly what I did last year.
President Washington.
Yeah, one thing, I'm very happy to see that takedowns and pruning have gone down, but planting has gone up. I just wanna make sure that those trees survive. There's been quite a few that have been around me that just died because they weren't getting taken care of. So I hope those tree bags go in there. So I'll make sure that I talked to Sal about that. Apparently the DPW is taking care of them. I've heard things that the DPW has a hard time managing them. So I think if there were 60 trees planted last year, we should have it registered where all those trees are.
They do,
I don't know if that's true.
yeah, no, they do.
Okay, well, this is
Because-
guaranteed. I can see.
Yeah, because Sherbo, they do it, so they keep track, and they guarantee them for whatever it is, a year, 2 years, whatever it is.
Okay, so Cyril has a list.
Well, I'm
There's
sure we have a
also-
list too, but, you know, it's a contract that they have, so they know where they're
We
at.
should know where our trees are. So
I'm
I
sure
think
they
the
do.
DPW needs to know if we're gonna do these 10 trees Monday through Tuesday, we have to do it for another 3 weeks, because there's a bag on, just so that pretty soon, maybe at the end of this year, we have 150 trees, we're gonna lose track of it. DPW has a lot of other things to do.
But that's
Shade
something
tree.
that should really be brought up,
I
even to the shade tree.
And it has,
Here,
when that grant came up, and I was talking about how there's no maintenance, this was no issues. Trees aren't cheap, they're just,
How many died last year after we paid for them?
I'm not sure.
We don't know.
Right, cause there's no inventory, right?
I'm sure that the shade tree knows, I can get that, I'm sure.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, no, but
We'll get it.
I'm sure that they have that information.
I don't think they do.
I don't think
It's been asked and they haven't been able to answer it, so I don't think they do.
they push back on doing it.
Somebody will find out, that's for sure.
Immature work.
So is there a, Nancy or Mike, are you proposing
I'm okay
anything with the budget or just leaving it the way?
No, I
it
just
is?
wanna make sure that I'm
Well,
happy where the budget
with the
is.
accountability of knowing. That,
Asking for more accountability, so when we come to these budget decisions, we can say, this makes sense, do we need, you know, if they're making, maybe if they prioritize, they can say, this is the list of trees we looked at that are dead, these have to go down this year, these don't have to go down this year.
I mean, to your point, right, these other departments have provided backup that show what they do, right? So having a sheet like
Yeah,
that.
a quarterly report, there's
Right.
subcommittees now that, there's.
Somebody makes some reports.
Okay, the next department is swimming pool. So, I was talking, both, and, brought up the mayor, with this, the budget allows us to realize what we received in revenues last year and what's in our fund balance. So, the 196,400 is, would have to be the budget for this year. I know last year they did, have, their salaries up to 103, or 104, and that's with holding their salaries flat, right?
So just to back up what you said, because I didn't fully understand it, it's different, this category, from some of the lines we talked about, because it's a utility.
Correct.
So, we can't just increase their budget by, is it statute for a utility?
No, if you were to increase, then the taxpayers are gonna be paying for, or supplementing
But if
the
we-
utility.
But what you said before was, we can only realize what we received in revenue the prior year,
For their budget, correct.
plus whatever we have in the fund balance for this particular utility.
For this one,
Right, which is a separate bucket of money. Cause it operates differently than some of these other budget things that we do.
because it's a utility, it's supposed to be funding itself.
Substitute.
Okay.
So, just a question, line 246, facilities maintenance, budgeted 9,000, spent 28,000.
That was the
Again, I
piping
have
last year.
196,400 to work with.
Okay,
That's just how you split it up.
That
Was
was
part of that
salary and
grant?
wages, that's if there's no raises. That's if the salaries are flat. FICA offsets the salaries.
And so that's why the facilities improvements, 344, it's just they're gonna have money else at least.
Well, some of it too was, not gonna be getting done this year, it was
But that
done,
was piping that got done last,
right,
I guess, fall or winter, whatever it was, before it opened up last year.
The proposed, like, 100K for the pool repairs, that's a capital thing?
That's great.
Okay, I just remember looking at all that.
But the intermediate repairs to stop the leak that's going on now, would
Right,
that be under facility maintenance
probably in the grounds.
to repair?
millions of dollars as far as in the budget.
But,
Okay.
Oh, cause I get it, because it's your utility, okay, okay.
That's about 9 grand, I think, 10 grand, something.
Yeah.
So is that scheduled for the spring?
We get the quote, but yeah, it's, before it opens.
Prices now.
Okay,
Yeah, before it opens.
so that's not in this budget.
It's a big.
It's in the BG. It's small, not a little sense.
Okay, so salaries, again, salaries and wages flat is not gonna be running over very well.
This is just what you budget for,
Yeah,
not necessarily.
yeah, so where is that gonna come from? We have to increase that one.
Tax rate
taxpayers.
Okay, so when do we discuss that?
throughout the year.
This is our budget, so if we're gonna increase the tax levy, we have to talk about it now, no?
We don't know what the salary level.
Okay.
What did we do last year? When we were talking about the rec salary, we did after we passed the budget?
We have a better idea of that, I guess, right, versus
Yeah.
full salaries, yeah.
And then what happens, you do transfers?
Swimming pool is difficult for a lot of different municipalities. They just struggle with it, and you'll see if you ever go online and look at the budgets, that if there's a shortfall, like an over expenditure in swimming pool, being an utility, it needs to be raised in the following year's general budget. So the taxpayers will be paying for any shortfall. If not this year, next year. I think, can we allocate in the general budget a fund to support the pool? I mean, you guys will have to make those decisions, right? That would be also, there's a line says deferred charge. You could allocate it, if it's not needed, then it won't get used. But if it's needed,
It'll
it's
just be
there,
carryover funds year to year.
not carried over, so
It'll
it's
just
an
be
appropriation line, and then,
We transferred out.
Utilize the.
and the following, yeah, it goes back to fund balance, and then that's where the funds.
But it would have to be raised.
It would have to be,
It just depends on when you pay it that year.
Your concerns, it'll be.
it doesn't.
And but you're planning
It
for
doesn't
it, yeah.
carry, you have to raise it every year.
Right, but you're either
So-
doing it proactively or
Right.
actually.
This is what we have to work with, and it's gonna be hard. So, it sounds like you're not in favor of adding a separate fund for that.
No.
Okay, so we have a little leeway this
And of
year.
course, if they raise,
$10 discounts.
you know, if they raise the rates, or if they, you know, it's, very sunny out, and they make a lot of revenue, you know, a lot of people join the pool, they make a lot of revenue, you could be making more money in 2026, and I think, so that would decrease anything that will need to be raised in the following year, if there's a shortage of appropriation.
It would offset it, right?
Well,
Okay.
it would help. For sure. You know, we could.
Anything, for the swimming pool? Next one is library. I think it'll stay flat.
Street lights.
Street lights.
That's a contract or bid,
That you
I'd
just
like to
did.
wait, yeah, I think we have another year.
So is this JCPenney?
No,
Who's this?
what's the name? It's an auction, it's an
I
auction.
know, yeah, it's an auction.
Oh.
So,
Doesn't really matter.
It's the supplier?
Yeah, the supplier,
Okay.
yeah.
That was a-
Yeah.
I don't think it's Zoom, I think it's.
So the,
we want it-
that's the electric that goes out for bid.
Mhm.
Next, department is insurance and bonds. You'll see the backup sheet, so that's the bill from JIF, the volunteer, and the Atlantic Hospital concern. And then the group insurance is the employee insurance, retiree, dental. We have got the food insurance for the
I can
volunteer.
see the large increase in the,
30% on average for,
$353,828 was the increase.
1 year.
Cool, thanks to our lovely state and the management of their funds for healthcare. Terrific.
to be fair,
Healthcare
it's
system.
healthcare costs are
Healthcare
going up
system in general.
everywhere, but private insurance is also high. Yes.
Yeah.
Double what it was, what, 5, 7 years ago?
Right, Bill?
Yeah.
Something has to get done.
I would love to know what the average is though for, across the board for the base, not just state,
Any questions on insurance and bonds?
lots, but.
Tyler doesn't have those answers.
I don't think any of us have,
Can we
this room
slash
has
it
those
in?
answers.
I'm
Sadly.
happy to do my homework.
PERS, so, that's the actual bill that we, that's due April first, this is 307.
Public Employee Retirement System,
And then we have the, DCRP for the, part-time individuals, the borough does contribute, 3%. And they put in 5 annual. Any questions on that, Jim?
so that's our contribution for the like 401k type thing?
No, for, okay.
Well, but the DCRP is, yeah, it's pension, it's similar to,
Okay,
We can't do it.
well, it's.
one's the
similar to
pension bill and then the
state.
other.
Retirement.
Okay,
The DCRP is like, that's like nothing compared to the pension. Social Security, that's our share.
what's nothing?
I
In
didn't,
regards to the retirement, what do you mean it's nothing?
I don't know what that.
Oh, okay.
What is it?
Something about the contribution, or, PERS.
That's okay.
Oh, the pension.
I probably do nothing we do about it.
Oh, the-
Okay.
No, the
It's not-
pension.
Yeah, I said that's nothing, I think
Yeah.
that's nothing.
Yeah. Oh, the
Social
DCRP
Security.
is nothing, it's, well, not nothing, but it's 3% that the employer contributes to the part-time, so we are eligible for the DCRP. Our pension is a lot higher than the employer contribution.
Okay.
Social Security, I have the backup as far as how I can do our calculation. And the next line, contributions. So on this line, we contribute to the Morris Minutemen, All Seasons Garden Club, and Team Pride, which is called Positive Outlays.
Positive pathways, no,
Minutemen, Team Pride, what was the other one?
All Seasons
Oh,
Garden.
Garden Club.
It's on the-
Yeah, yeah,
It's on the back there. Of course it is.
Okay. One thing, one item that, is not in here is, a donation for the cannon repair, that's out, should be coming back, so early spring here, they're telling us. We haven't donated, there have been some groups to donate, I would like to donate 5,000 for that repair.
What's the total cost?
Around 10, I don't have the final bill yet, that was an estimate, so, and then they've taken the donation as well, but not that.
Do you know how much the donation?
I don't know the latest number, but there was quite a shortfall for that.
So you wanna make that 6,365?
I would, council would agree with that. And I would find out an exact number, for our next meeting.
Next department, municipal court. That's your salaries, Melissa put this budget together for us, so she is asking for, and this is asked, our requirement, but she says there's an area down the hall that is obstructed and, she can't see from, with this camera, you can't see all the way there. So she's asking for a camera. I did put a backup on here,
No, just so, the chief and I had a conversation last year about this, it just never got done. What line item?
Oh, where is it, oh, I believe she has it under miscellaneous.
Yeah, it's 2,900, it's miscellaneous, 2,900.
So, yeah, but the cost of is 1,500.
1,500.
Well, that was 16.
Yeah, we can. So the salaries and wages went down, is that because?
We have a new, court administrator.
Okay.
She's starting at a lower rate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
She's taking
it's
up,
like
she's doing really well, yeah. Had,
Is this
a
another-
report that the state thing that they're like above her, so.
It's great.
Yeah, she's done, so. it's
Yeah,
awesome.
because she's really like efficient and like, almost like cleaning it up, but really listening to it. It's great.
And again, there's two, reserve, grant monies there for alcohol education we have, for, I put 500 in, salary and wages, and then, another 500 in E. A lot of times that 500 is if there's, a special work for Friday. Our municipality does it, and, you know, the prosecutors have to get paid extra after that money. Any questions on this report? Okay, the prosecutor, we let this contract flat.
Nothing to see here.
Yep, same thing. Okay, capital improvement funds. So last year, we, put in 875,000 there, the year before as well. This year I'm proposing 575. Again, it's a starting number. I know we're gonna be discussing capital projects at the next meeting, and then you can see where we're at. And, you know, there's always to go up or down. And there's been very, proactive about trying to fund projects as we go. Reducing our debt significantly, or even having to go out for debt.
Yeah, pretty proud of that. This year is the bond payment too, right?
This year is one of the bond payments is gonna be done. This year, we don't have any note payments, for the first time. We probably will be going out for notes. We have to see, right now, we do have two road projects, you know, 1.6 million, but we have money in capital, so we're kind of giving ourselves a loan, so to speak. But if, you know, we might have to go out for notes, but those notes won't come due until next year.
Right.
Notes are better than bonds.
The interest rate's a little bit lower, yeah.
Very good, it's money you're saving, by doing it.
And it doesn't cost as much. Bond term,
Okay, a
a lot of costs.
temporary
Any
decrease.
questions on that? The next line item is, bond principal.
Hopefully not a temporary.
Well, I mean, like, to see it like on a good, yeah, good, well,
And, get to the schedule, so this is what the mayor was talking about, the schedule with our, two bonds, right? And then the one, you know, from 2014 is, this is the last year for that one, so next year we won't have that payment. So the two principal amounts, the 560 and the 585 is in this 1.115.
you said one of those will go away next year?
So there's the backup,
That
can
is-
you use the backup?
Oh, okay, okay, I thought you were
So
saying.
the
bond,
2027?
The 2014 bond would go away.
That's a weird interest number.
Oh, I could have just put 2.0.
It's very specific.
That's how specific Anna gets, so.
And,
It's how
And
you
if
get
it's
it,
off a penny, she'll find
I
it.
was gonna say, it's how you get it to that last zero.
It's in one of the decimal places.
So just a funny story, she was off like a penny or two. For weeks, she found it.
I had
She was here
to,
till 9, 10
because in
o'clock
my
at
head, I'm
night.
like, going, it's not really a penny. Well, it could be $1 on the one side, or.
She wouldn't let it go.
I can't use those round.
I'd offered to give her $10, she wouldn't even take the 10.
It's got approved, yeah.
Oh my God.
But it did.
It did, they really.
Found it.
Mhm.
Alright, that looks good.
Good work, Amy.
Again, for the next department, principal on notes, we don't have any.
Great.
That's zero.
There you go. Money given. See the red in those files over there? Those are good.
And again, that is also because,
Yes,
Better than the
last year-
policeman.
yeah, last year we were a little bit more proactive with paying down on our notes that we had. So,
Yeah, we were very
you know, the only
proactive last year.
requirement on the pay down on those notes was the 74, but we actually, paid it off. So we were able to do that.
Yeah, but all that pays off in the money, so
Yes, that's probably something.
it's great, actually great.
Next department, interest on bonds, again, that's the same, that's the amount that's due, and what to pay. No interest on notes. And we're at PFRS.
You
which
see
is
another
police.
red one there, Tommy? You see that other red one
Yeah.
there?
I'll tell Mike, this is,
Police, fire, that's up, but that's the bill that's due April 1st.
So just, we did get a previous bill, I guess it was for the road department or the police department? But
It was for the road department.
For
for
the road
that,
department, a past due bill, from the state, that was already paid.
So I did take it off on the,
Yeah,
for
so,
PERs, yeah.
right, I forgot to mention that.
So they said it was
It was
past due, but
50.
it wasn't.
Yeah, was it 57,000 or 67,000
So-
or something?
So we got the bill last year and we were able to fit it in, with the PERs, we did pay it. They normally do, bill us when it's due, and then they say because it's a budgeted item, they give us until April of the following year. They send an email saying, oh, your bill is available online, and I go online and I see amount due, and I think that it's due. So I put it on the original sheet that I gave them there, when we were looking at PERs, but it's not here now, because we don't know it.
Gotcha. Which is a good thing, it's a
Yeah.
good, it's a good, good catch.
I told you that, man, when I can get Najee on it. I said, open your book, that's, see, I like, that really makes me start sweating. No, it's impressive, I'm very impressed, I like some fun into it. Yes, I'm learning.
So then, the next line, down payment on improvements. So if you look at the back up here, these are our open ordinances that are not fully funded.
Is there a reason to go to ordinances, right?
That's not the reason, but that they're not funded, yes.
Oh,
Yeah. They are going, but that's, there will be no, the reason we haven't gone out for, bonds is, usually we wait for, there's a lot of them, before actually, permanently funding of the bonds. What we would do is interim with books, right?
mhm.
So, at the time, we had enough funds in capital fund balance to float our own debt. So we didn't have to go out for notes. Again, some municipalities are actually getting into, providing funds to other towns.
Oh.
And,
Little revenue stream.
yes, I haven't really, had time to research, about doing that. But yeah, so, some municipalities got together.
What's our cost of capital?
Let other towns sweat, let's just worry about us, let's keep us, let's keep us healthy
I think
here.
the last time when we go, it was one of the authorities, I think, that did it on one of our,
Yeah, you were kind of
Let's-
surprised.
yeah.
Wow.
No, it was, New Brunswick or, South Brunswick.
It was a town, yeah.
Something down there,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, currently we have, these, so what I'm recommending or proposing with this budget is to pay off the oldest, capital ordinance that we have, which is, capital ordinance 1-23, improvements to various roads. To pay it off would be the $560,450. And then, last year, when we spoke about the acquisition of the fire engine, we spoke about, that that's gonna take three years or so to actually get it to us. So we don't pay it until we actually receive the vehicle.
Mhm.
So we have an opportunity to fund it over time. I know we did, we had the uniform, we did 520, that's why I came up with the starting number. Does that have to be 520? No, we could look at the 880 and half, you know,
I would keep it up as high as we can, again, just to get that behind us while we can, and this is what we talked about when we ordered that truck, it would probably be a 3-year payoff, you know, spread, and so I might, again, I would like to keep that 3 years, in check, if possible,
So when do we get the truck?
probably another year or two, we got all this year, probably all
Did
the
we get
next year.
bought last year? Yeah, we did with a mini pump will come next month.
Right. That's
And
already paid.
then- Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that
then
one's
they,
well, they did it.
We budgeted for it,
budgeted
it's done.
for it.
they're telling us 2 years instead of 3 years for the
Okay.
new truck, which is a year
But-
sooner, so.
But we have
Yeah,
to
to-
pay in full on receipt for the truck, right?
Yes,
Okay, so,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. So if it's 2 years, then
2 to 3, but
2 to 3.
We paid one, we paid it last year, we paid it this year, we'll have one more payment.
So you paid a deposit last year?
No,
The
we-
deposit to our
It
fund.
was, oh,
it's
okay.
still our
So
happy
you
order,
still
so
are-
it's funding, yeah, we funded 520 last year.
You don't earn interest or anything while it's in-
It's on our account,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's on
Yeah.
our-
it's like a high deal.
Yeah.
You never know,
I think the interest is shown, right?
There, it should be.
Where's the interest shown?
Under income, when we talk about income next
Next
year.
week. Next 2 weeks, yeah.
Yes, I negotiate every year, I go, you know, I look at the interest rate.
And she's very proud of it, that's why I bring it up. She did very well, very well, thank you.
I do look at it, make sure that it's.
I'm down for that part, Troy.
Yeah, I agree. That's
fine.
You never know what next year's gonna bring.
Yeah, well, like you said, while we can, I
Well,
think
we've
it's
got
very
that,
smart to do.
well, you can read this correctly, we still have that $900,000.
Well, what it doesn't, of
Still
course,
have
it's those
Don't
numbers.
worry the economy.
Hey,
You don't know
the
about it.
225.
Yeah,
No,
agreed.
we are, right, that's not funded,
It's not funded.
it's not funded, it's not funded with notes
Yeah,
or
right,
with
right.
funds, right?
I know we were last year too, so.
And then this year, we just
See
did
the
the
increase,
road,
you're fine.
income orders
Right.
for 636.
So this year, we're gonna end up, if we approve it this way, we clear that 123 ordinance. And then we'd have those other three, the 225, 725, and 126 left.
Correct. The 1.9.
Okay.
Again, it'll go off the notes because when you talk about where's the funds, the 520, and now this 520 here, so that's 1.04 million sitting in capital. Earmarked, but not paid out yet, but allowing us to not go out for debt on other projects.
And maybe decent numbers.
And paying off bonds and a lot of stuff.
So we put it in the budget for this year, but the ordinances are passed once we have to pay to,
No, the ordinances are done.
the ordinances are done.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
allows us
we
to-
wouldn't be able to
Oh,
spend
ordinances.
without the ordinances, yeah.
Such a great process.
Ordinance comes first and then you fund it.
Any questions on changes?
So,
And then the last one is just placeholder for accumulated absence, so accumulated absence is, sometimes the funds, left over in salary and wages, they get transferred into here, and then the money gets transferred into a trust fund, or any, P down, when someone retires and they have, any sick time left or time that needs to get paid.
Thanks, Hannah. Good
we have
job,
to go to the
appreciate
meeting,
that.
right? And we'll do this.
Yeah, this is a
I didn't want to find out.
Yeah, it took a long time.
I need a manual sheet, I'm gonna get some notes, I'm gonna call them now.
Alright,
You're gonna get a new sheet.
alright,
She's going through it.
okay,
Be a part of it.
good.
Mainly because I want to talk about Kevin's capital request. I was just saying, I'm out of the country at the next budget meeting, but I'm gonna call in, especially,
Secure line, right?
especially for the, you know, the public safety portion. Yeah, I did, I'll talk about it between now and then, but did you see Kevin's, Kevin, Chief Rongo was talking about putting up like they call it like a pole building over on the gym theater, which could be like a, like a yeah, like a new like truck, they could put whatever. I mean, it seemed like a very cost-effective, decent idea since we're not, you know, doing, it's number like, I'll send it to you guys, like I said, I want you to look at
We
it.
can just park it out front.
Like, how these do their thing, you know? Push one on boys.
Where you gonna put it?
Well, the pole building would be, on the
I'm
property
asking
would be, would just
Without
fine.
that, where you gonna put it?
They're not putting it on the vacant property.
Where you gonna put it?
I don't wanna put it
That's what they
anywhere.
want.
Well, when it comes, where you gonna put it?
I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna make a
Yeah,
copy for everyone, but that's Kevin's capital
Is this the
request.
temporary order?
You know Chris will
Hold
talk
on,
about that.
yeah.
Chief
I thought
Karasi's
this is the
is,
place to put the truck,
I think,
that's coming.
well, it'd be like,
Get rid of, we're getting rid of the truck.
Oh,
it would be like a mini, almost like public safety building to have on that side. But again, it's in his capital, so it's gonna come up and be discussed. I'm bringing it up now so people can have a idea of it.
This is, the fire department has been well funded over the past few years, we have some other things that we have to take care of.
Yeah, and we'll chat, again, I wanted, since I'm here,
Person in finance, you
Yeah.
know, we got some other things that we have to take care of.
yeah,
Because, road department, that's not a need. Anyway. Or whenever.
next week, next time we come, back
Right,
together.
when's the next, what's the date?
27.
So why don't we
Friday.
talk, why don't we talk about that at the executive,
Yeah, I'll be at the next
at the
meeting.
next
Like I
council
said,
meeting,
yeah.
you don't have to call in.
You know, I'll call, I
We're
don't
on
know.
vacation.
But this is my responsibility, I'm happy to do
What
it.
do you wanna do on this?
I'm sure, I don't know. My whole family will be there, I'll probably be tired of it.
Can we put you on the street?
We're still alive.
Well, we'll
Say
set
anything,
you
I
up,
would-
we'll set you up with
Yeah, you
the
better
banana.
not have a drink with an umbrella in there,
It's like,
like that stupid stuff either.
Maybe Tyler in a Hawaiian shirt, just on the screen.
I do wear full Chubby's outfits, like the bathing suits with a matching bolo, much to my two
I'm
brothers'
sure you
dismay.
do.
I got a new neon hat to wear. so
You're
you know,
gonna sell a pole
yeah,
barn.
yeah.
Don't give John any ideas.
I'm
Do not
just,
talk to
hey
husband.
man,
Do not talk to
I work
husband.
hard, when I'm on vacation, I'm on vacation.
So anyway,
But I
if you
will
look,
follow.
if you look on the back of this, the last page of this, the comparison sheet, you'll see where the budget was before we started. I don't see it shifting too much, one way or another,
Based on what we just did,
so,
but we still have to talk about the next stuff.
yeah, but that's,
That was discussed, but,
no, but that won't be really too much.
Okay.
So, what we talked about is gonna be about that, and I think that that's very good with, all the increases that we.
Is it this top number or these
Yeah.
three added?
Well, you see 2 point something.
Right. So that's the total number,
So it says the total budget increase.
Right,
Right, and it's 2.15%.
okay.
but
Yeah,
then
no,
we still have to talk about the other thing
Yeah,
that
you
we
still-
came up in.
Well, this is
executive.
the appropriation
Yeah.
side.
Appropriate,
We
yeah,
still have to talk
right.
about the revenues and how that sense, right?
So,
Always look,
you're on.
Mm.
Doesn't mean
Yeah.
that's the increase.
Right. Very good shape. Yeah, we have some things to talk about.
Yeah. Well,
I had a meeting today.
Oh, you did?
We'll see-
Okay, good.
we'll-
Good talk.
we'll see where that plays out. Any questions? Anna, do you have anything to add? I think is important.
Back to Sunday.
Anybody?
I'll work on getting these back to you and, you know, I'll have new sheets.
Yeah, so
for
the
Friday.
sheets with all the changes on it, you'll have the inserts and the comparisons, so all those, everything we talked about will be adjusted.
last year, what was our?
I don't remember.
She's one, like, I see like, it says like, you know, total budget increase 2.15%, you know what it was
Not
last
like,
year?
not the appropriation.
Right, but I mean, but do you know what it was? But it's lower than last year, right?
Yes.
What I mean, because it was like 3.7 last year or something,
Yeah.
right? Or-
368.
That's, oh, wow, okay, so that's
Right, 368.
fantastic then. I mean, I know it's
Oh, yeah.
pre-capital and this is appropriations, but I'll take that. I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, yes.
it's hard to get a win and stuff like that these days, so. this is very good.
Yeah,
It's a lot
that's
better
what I mean,
than
yeah, this was a.
Yeah, no, that's, I was
Yeah.
anxious as well,
Yeah.
embarrassing, excited, but that's very good.
Ever since Nancy asked me, do you see anything coming up in the budget? Then after that, I got nervous.
We've got some plans in a couple.
But listen, this is that, I think,
No, it's good.
this is fantastic.
Well, I
You
thought
said
state,
it's super.
state health benefits was gonna tank us.
Well, it stings, but it's
Work
palatable.
around it.
I was gonna say, it's palatable after everything we've.
Okay, is there a, there was up to a motion to adjourn, do we have, do we do, members of the public, as we on this one? No?
No, it's just a workshop.
Okay,
So moved.
it is, 8:50, very good.
Second.
Oh, no.
Bill, thank you
Go out
for,
a drink.
your time.
Good.
Thanks for coming, Missouri. Get it, girl, okay.
Guys.
If I wasn't involved,
Moved by Tyler,